my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty!
Hey YouTube, PhatPastor here. Thank you guys for showing up tonight. We have a show for you tonight. We got some things that I'm trying new tonight, so bear with me on that. And without any further delay, I would like to welcome our special guest tonight, Mr. Dave from FlyHigh FPV.
Welcome. That guy Flea.
What's up, buds? How y'all doing?
What's up, bro?
Thanks for having me.
Yes, man. Glad to have you. Glad to have you with us. Also tonight, back from the great abyss,
Welcome.
is Mr.
FPV.
Mr.
That guy,
Oops.
what's up? What up,
FPV.
Fly High? Marty KCO.
Hello, guys. Welcome. And as you can hear, we have Jarvis on tonight. If he gets just too chatterboxy tonight, we'll mute him. But we want to take the time tonight to first just welcome everybody to the stream and welcome Dave to the stream. That's his first time being on my live stream, and met him in person,
Mike Bergman,
for the first time.
FlyHigh FPV.
At
Sup fatties. Sup buds.
What was it? Minefield.
What up, David? 100
Yeah,
points.
Ken Heron's birthday party.
Mikey.
Yes, it was. So let me read a few names here, and then we'll y'all probably heard Jarvis reading them, but we got that Philly guy was on, Mr. Casey Quatronics.
Philly? That's Fly. That guy
WTF
Fly.
is going on?
Well,
Welcome. SK1 FPV.
let me just tell y'all, I am
up?
jacked up tonight. I don't know what it is. I'm saying stuff that's crazy.
And Sick One, Mike Bergman, 8-Bit. Welcome, boys.
Yes. Yeah. Gage Stays Flying. I got that one. We can put some of these names up here.
Oh, I don't know, Gage. Yeah.
Welcome,
dude. Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Hey, friends, waving hand.
And we got
Rootus.
that guy Fly.
In the woods.
Not the Philly guy. That guy
love.
Fly.
Hey, what's up, hand making the sign of the horns?
Mr. 8-Bit. How's it going, gentlemen? Mr. The moderator's moderator, Mr. Mike Bergman.
I'm not getting high in the work truck.
He's not getting high in the work. All right, let's see. SK1 FPV. Welcome.
No fun.
Woods?
Lol. Oh man, the voice is messing with my bad lol.
The voice is
welcome. Zach King. What up,
my
fam?
favorite is when Jarvis says horns of the devil.
Horns of the devil. Put it over there. The best way to get him to say my name is to type. I'll show you. To type this. Now, and this have to give all credit to this to Mr. Double A. He come up with it. And
Party. Hand making the sign of the horns.
Hand making the sign of the horns.
Horns of the devil. Welcome.
Hand
Double A.
That almost sounds like
smiling face with
like an intro
sunglasses.
to a movie, doesn't it? Hand making the sign of the horn. This is the water.
Dab time, Dave. Let's get a gust of wind. AA. Marty smiling face with sunglasses.
Morty smiling face with sunglasses. All right, guys.
Got to pack another.
Yes. See, now y'all have to remember that I am like ADD, HD on high definition. So this will be the first full stream that I'm going to try out Jarvis. So if y'all see me like,
Dave smiling face with.
Time heals all things. Except these crazy eyes.
Oh, it's good to be home, I know that much.
I wasn't talking to you, Deeds. I was talking to that squirrel over there.
Oh.
I've got all of that.
So
Casey smiling face with sunglasses.
if I get real distracted with that squirrel over there, y'all just lasso me back in.
Here,
So
drop of blood, mushroom, smiling pile of poo, eagle, overseen.
I don't know what I've done. I don't think
Great idea to start Jarvis during an interview.
smiling. Did it say smiling pile of poo?
Oh yeah.
Beaming
I like-
face with smiling eyes, grinning face with smiling eyes. This
Grinning-
is a trick. Lol. Hand purple blue
Oh
piece,
my gosh.
alien, UFO.
Maybe turn it down like 50% volume.
Welcome.
Yeah, I may have
Creep to
to.
420 FPV. Hey Dave.
Hey,
What
Creeper.
up?
Welcome, bro. Man,
Yes.
there's so many dudes in the Dirty South up in the chat right now. Thank you
Yes.
all for coming out. I
Brad,
appreciate you.
Marty,
Yeah.
welcome.
See,
Casey Quatronx.
if I
Hey,
would have
everyone.
known that you were from the dirty South, Dave, I never
Welcome.
put it together. I
Hitachi
thought you was like
smoke-wounded
from
sniper.
Jersey, where everybody
Good
else that
morning,
sells
all.
stuff is
I'm
at.
choking.
Well, technically, I am a child of the North. I was born in the cold, in the winter, in the snow. That's what made me the way I am.
Smockaroos.
And then I got Southern transplanted. When I was like 13, I moved down to Alabama and met a pretty girl and never could get away.
Mm. She wasn't going to go up north with you, right?
No.
You're
She
8-bit.
spent her whole life within about 50 miles of here and very,
Right.
very happy. And,
Oh yeah.
you know, it's nice though. There's no winter here, so you can fly 12 months out of the year. I mean, there's like no winter. Like, it got cold for
Mhm.
about a day last week, and now I'm in shorts again.
Yeah.
I'll be wearing
Yeah.
shorts and flip flops pretty much.
Now,
all
are
year.
you south of Birmingham?
I'm in Birmingham.
In Birmingham. So
Yep.
I guess it was what 4 or 5 years ago that you guys got that snow and everybody was like stranded because you
Oh,
got like 2 inches, or right, or 4 inches, whatever.
I was actually in Colorado at the time on a ski trip, skiing
No.
with my fam, and we got 3 feet of snow out there, and I was like, "Yeah, this is so awesome!" And then we looked at the map of
Winter started
Birmingham,
yesterday. A foot of
and
snow
like
since then.
you could see the traffic like going around the bypass around the city, and then the 2 main highways. It looked like a big red target. It iced. There was like a half an inch ice on everything here. There's no
Wow.
salt. There's no snow equipment, and
Right.
and it's very hilly here too. So people were just like getting on the highway and then getting stuck. And the weatherman botched it big time because they were like, it's going to probably rain today. And then everybody got to
Ice
work.
storms are fun, eh?
And then once they got to work, it turned to an ice storm. And then it was like, oh crap, everybody close down, everybody go home, everybody go to your families. And so everybody tried to like leave the offices and were just stuck on the highway. And people were like trapped for like hours, like they just get out of their cars and walk home in the
Right.
snow.
Right.
And
Just
ain't
go
nobody
home
prepared for
already.
that. People don't have like winter coats here because there's no winter. They're like,
Right.
I'm in my flip flops and my shorts, and it's half an inch ice. What up, Athix? Another dude from the
Yeah.
dirty South.
Well,
I love
Oh
it.
yeah.
Athix FPV.
Yeah.
Yo,
Mr.
my
Athix.
high-flying dude.
How you been, Dan?
Mr. All right.
Athix high.
All right. Yeah, we used to go at least once a year. Sometime I think it was twice a year to Birmingham. We had to take my youngest to UAB up there to see her specialist. So we would go there
Athix.
all the time.
We have
There or Huntsville.
really good hospitals here.
Yeah.
So many hospitals, in fact, that they flooded the market with hospitals, and then there were so many hospitals they didn't know what to do with that they started abandoning them. So I have not one,
I seen so many vehicles in the ditch the last 2 days.
2 completely abandoned hospitals in town that are just
Oh,
wide open for rippage. So we've got
wow.
bandos on top of bandos on top of bandos down here. If anybody is coming through Birmingham, please hit me up. I will
need
take
to.
off from my job, which is serving you guys and printing things and shipping out drone parts all day to go fly any day of the week. Because
I'll have to hit you up, brother. I'll have to take you up on that one because Birmingham's only about probably 4 hours from me.
my wife was when I first started this, she was like, Dave, you can't just like
Hey,
stop
guys.
working to go fly drones. And I'm like, but it's my job to fly drones. I'm meeting customers in the field, like
Right.
this employee customer or company customer relationships here.
That's
Like,
right.
I need to do this. Like, don't give me a hard time because I'm not in the office. I'm flying in my outdoor office. This is
Right.
where I'm supposed to be right now.
I'm showing off merchandise, honey.
That's it. And I mean, I roll with the truck, the company truck, the drone truck that I have now. It's full of drone parts. Like I'm always just ready to go. So yeah, I
Well,
love it, man. It's the best
I
job.
have to get you to come up to one.
Perfect.
I have to get you to
Good
come up to one of the
PR
whoop races. Do you do
practices.
much whoop
It's a
racing?
perk of owning a
I
business.
I don't really race at all. I've got a couple whoops. Technically, they're my daughter's. She's 7 years old, and
Mhm.
I'll win like a tiny whoop here and there, or pick them up, and I just give them to her, and then it
Always
gives
on
us
the job.
something to do in the house together.
Shit, I already go to Alabama anyways to
Yeah,
fly the
it's
office
nice.
parks, so Birmingham
I like
ain't
to
much
fly
further.
that with her, but if it's me flying, I'm flying these guys. These are 5-inch marmots. I've got 3 of them. There's only 2 on the wall right now. One of them is currently deboned, but yeah, it's 5-inch freestyle for me. Is what
Yeah.
my passion really is.
Yeah.
I've got some bigger drones, and I've
Welcome.
flown some
Gage stays
really
Fly
big stuff.
FPV.
Like when
Fly
I was
High
doing,
FPV. Hey man, we met at Mintfield and I might have to come down.
oh,
Thumbs up.
yeah, we did meet at Minefield. I'm sorry, I've got a memory that's about this long. There might, I don't know
That long?
why. I don't know why, but I seem to have memory problems.
He doesn't know why.
I have no recollection.
Yeah,
in the
because you
aforementioned
have one
events.
that long. That's just like twice as long as mine. So
Well, at least I've got a good excuse for not remembering stuff.
mm. I had a brain injury, so
Yeah,
mine's
that's a good
okay too.
My
excuse
memory
too.
is terrible too.
So, but I had brain problems before that though. So, so
But yeah, I mostly
yeah.
rip the 5
I
inch.
have the same problem. Winking
I've done
face.
some really big stuff
Welcome.
too. Like
Marathon
when I was doing
FPV.
commercial
Big
work, I
brother.
fly like M200s with like lidar packages and stuff underneath them, and did a lot of work for like telecoms and oil and gas companies and stuff, like
Mhm.
surveying and that kind of stuff. And
Mhm.
man, if you're looking to
I
make
have
a little
memory
money in
problems
the
too.
drone
Lol. High
industry,
RF and other
I can't
frequencies can do that
recommend a
to a
better
guy.
industry to get in than oil and gas and telecoms. That's
Mhm.
where there's a lot of money to be made. We were hiring guys for $2,000 a day to fly these things.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah, surveyors will pay good money too, but you got to have something big enough to put the lidar on and
yeah,
all
that's
that.
where a
But
lot of it comes from. Is you have to like have this
At
$30,000
PhatPastor, would you
drone
mind
to
turning
get
the robot
started.
voice down by 25% or 35%, please?
okay,
Oh no,
we can do that.
computer crash. Lol, be right back.
Is
But
that good there?
so you gotta have all this money up front to buy this
On
giant
my
expensive
phone.
drone. So a lot of them, oh, that's much better. A lot of them are
Okay.
doing is they're just working for a company who's already
No.
got these big drones, and then they just need the pilots. So you make a little less that way because you don't own the equipment, but still good
Mhm.
place to work.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of guys jump straight into like real estate and weddings and stuff like that.
You're right. Who wants to
Oh,
do that?
I
Who
can't
wants to do that?
I can't ever do
Uh,
it again, man.
no. Well, let me if you let me take you through the litany we normally do. Questions of when you're a guest on a show, in
Take
case
me.
people, in case people don't know. So, how did you get into FPV? What got you into this
Uh,
hobby?
always been a pilot.
It's
I
Fly High.
started
You
building
mentioned ordering like
planes and stuff
300
when I was
flight
5 and
controllers.
6 years
Holy
old.
moly, that is some money up
Ah,
front.
Um,
Welcome.
okay. So
built
you're
a
an
lot of
airplane guy
stuff with
too.
Be like
granddad.
being a wedding
At
DJ.
15, I got my pilot's
Howdy.
license to fly single engine aircraft. I got an appointment to go to the Air Force Academy
Not
and was
on
like going to go
Axis.
off and fly fighter jets because who doesn't want to fly fighter jets?
Right.
But I got a little detour, went off to college, and decided the Air Force Academy sounded a lot like jail, and I didn't really want to be in jail for 4 years. And went off to a regular college and did the traditional college party thing.
Right. Right.
It was fantastic, but it diverted me away from aviation and into IT. I did that for like 20 years, ran servers and networks, and ended up developing my own aviation department at a software company I worked for, and was managing all the matrices and the LiDAR scanning, and we were scanning in all this data. Um, but when COVID struck, I said, skirt, I'm out, and set up the business. But I've been flying FPV for, it'll be 8 years in December.
Mhm.
And my first drone was a Wizard X220. My first
Oh
FPV
no.
drone, that is. It was a
Right.
total piece of garbage, but
Mhm.
$350 for everything you need to fly. Man, that was enticing. Um, But before that, I flew drones for a good 4 or 5 years, like GPS and toy grade stuff. A lot of GPS stuff though. And I've been doing
Wizard
107
represent.
for 5 years now. I've had to renew it
Oh,
twice.
yeah.
That seems right. But 107 stuff is great. It was a good way for me to like start paying for the gear early on in the hobby. And it's not like my main source of income, but it's a nice chunk of change on the side. Like my first year with the Mavic Mini, I made $8,000 in a summer in 2 weeks.
Really?
So I just tell people, like, if you have any inclination in your mind that you might want to get a 107 license, you should just go get it. And it will kind of empower you to do a lot more because you'll learn the laws right away. And that's important when you're doing work for somebody else. Uh, and then you'll have the tools and everything you need to just start making that a pursuit that you do. And again, for me, it was like I did all kinds of random stuff at the beginning. Like I took jobs for schools and did like flyovers for schools and whatever kind of like volunteer jobs I could get in the beginning, and just started building, building, building. My bread and butter these days is action stuff, though. I like to chase drift cars. I like to chase mountain bikes. I like to do monster trucks. I like to film buildings imploding and fly right into the explosions. All
There
sorts
you go.
like that, man.
Yeah. So when you
I do a little bit of commercial stuff for like film festivals still though, like nature documentaries, and I do a lot of volunteer work for river keepers. We have a great system of river keepers in Alabama,
You
and
like Castle Crash
they
too?
they are out protecting our environment, and they will be like, "Hey, we got a report that there's like black stuff pouring into the creek, and we have driven our boats up there, and we can see where it's coming from, but it's private property, and we're not allowed to walk up there to determine the source." And I will ride out on the boat with them and put up usually a Mavic or something like that, and fly right over the property and capture the documentation that they need, and then we can even use that to take them to court and use it as evidence. So it's awesome.
Mm,
I love
mm,
being able to be on that side, because when you start seeing how jacked up people are treating our earth, like what they're doing to it, the pollution and the disrespect for the mother nature, it's really disheartening. But to be able to actually go out and make a change with these little drones is
right.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like, we got an $11 million injunction against the coal mining company
Oh
in
man.
Alabama.
Really? Wow.
That with
Wow.
And I filmed it with a $500 drone. So
There you go. There.
just go get your license. If you have any questions
See,
about it, go get it.
see, I've already paid for the course, and I stopped with it when all of this remote ID crap
Don't worry
popped
about
up.
that.
And another thing, because I'm very busy. I haven't.
It's usually
It's been
government
probably
doing
2-3
this crap.
weeks since I've flown, and I'm trying to get together a whoop race for this weekend. You guys in the area, come on up. I think Casey and I is going to race, and I think Zach King going to come up with us, maybe, and a few others. But so was your first airplane? Did you ever
Big
did
business
you
doing
ever go
this
back so
crap,
far to fly
and the
nitro?
gov profits form with or
I
permits
never
with.
flew nitro, but I flew gas. Look, here's
Okay.
the actual motor that I
Ah,
started
Yeah,
on.
you're
It's
right.
okay.
all top flight.
Is it an OS?
Bingo.
Is that an OS Max motor?
I don't even know. It
8-bit
says
FPV
McCoy
smiling
35
face
on
with
the side.
sunglasses.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's
So yeah, it's a
top
35.
flight 9-inch prop.
AA.
Okay.
But I
Yeah.
built
So
like the whole plane with balsa wood. Like, we took the
yeah.
balsa wood and cut all the little spars. We cut like 2,000 pieces of
Sick.
balsa wood
Nitro.
and glued all this
Right.
stuff together, and then
Right.
put fabric on the wings and built the skin. And then we flew the thing on a control line. This thing had a coffee stir in it for a gas tank, a coffee stirrer. And we would fill the coffee stirrer with gas, like a pipette. You put your finger on top
Uh-huh.
and pull it out, put it in
Right.
the thing, and crank it up, and it would run for like 30, 45 seconds, full throttle, just wide open. And
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you would stand in the
Yeah.
middle of the circle with 2 ropes, and whoosh, you could make it go up or
Oh
down.
yeah.
It
Control
would just
line. Yeah.
it would just
It was
rip around you.
like the old Cox motors used to be. Yeah.
That's it.
So was
Yeah.
was your fuel clear, or was it blue or pink or green?
Don't even remember.
Don't even remember.
I was
Okay.
5, 6 years old.
Yeah.
But my grandpa got it started on me. I'm actually fourth generation pilot in my family, and my daughter,
all right.
who's 7, is going to be the 5th generation.
All right, man.
We go way back, like
Congratulations,
crop
Zach King.
dusters. We had
I was crop dusting the other day in Walmart.
my grandfather actually flew for the Blue Angels, and I actually
Wow.
he actually died flying for the Blue Angels.
Oh no, not so well.
It's but the whole family is aviation focused. My dad flew jets. He was a colonel in the Air Force. I thought that was where I was going to go, but I'm so much happier now.
He was a
This
stoner,
is
and he's a pilot.
I was hoping when I had E-Drone on, Eric Marvel, I was hoping that when I asked him his backstory, he would have told me that his dad was a captain in the Air Force, so I could be like, your dad was Captain Marvel. But most people was like, what's he talking about? Captain Marvel's a girl. Wasn't always. So, all right. So, okay. So, I already know this question, but Crossfire, Express LRS, or FR
just
Sky?
Crossfire. Crossfire for life. I've been on Crossfire for 6 years. Never had a failsafe on it while it was set up correctly, and I go deep, deep, deep into concrete. I have seen it fail safe when you're on like the wrong frequency. Like put on 868, you're not going to go very far because EMS takes that in the US. I do also sell ELRS, and I use ELRS. I've got ELRS on my whoops. I don't like it for my 5-inch quads because it's just not as reliable for me. But it's fantastic gear, just not for me to put $1,000 up in the air. It's great that it's lower costs. It's great that it's rapidly developing. I love that. But I got $1,000 quad, if you include the GoPro, and I'm not going to save, $6 on a receiver.
There is a new Captain
And put
Marvel
$1,000
that's his
quad up.
female. Never seen the movies.
To me, it's
They're
just not
okay.
worth it.
Right.
I can't feel a difference. Like, if I could feel a difference in the latency, I would be like all over that. But I don't feel the difference. Some of my friends do. I don't feel it though. But for me, Crossfire is just so reliable. Heck, I just got a shipment today from TBS, and it was 50 Crossfire 2-watt radios and 50 Crossfire Micro TX2 radios. And you know what? They're almost all gone. There's like 5 left. The whole
Wow.
pre-orders, because people love it that much.
Oh yeah.
And I know that ELRS is super popular, but Crossfire is outselling it like 20-1.
Really?
Like just the number of transmitters that are going out the door, at least in my shop. It may be different somewhere else, but yeah, Crossfire is life, man. For especially if you're a professional, you're doing cinematic work, stuff like that. Really, really good. And to be on 900 megahertz instead of 2.4 is a massive advantage. You have Wi-Fi and all this other stuff that interferes.
I think TBS is good too.
Absolutely,
they have been a leader in
sticking with
FPV.
900 for me.
Wow. Yeah, I flew it for forever.
I need to get my used Crossfire stuff for sale.
It's just, I like TinyWhoops. That's I just love to fly TinyWhoops indoors through LED gates and share that with. I fly it inside my church. We just we got stuff laid out all out in there where we was making gates with LED lights. If y'all see me typing and distracting a little bit, I'm putting in stuff to do a giveaway here in just a minute.
Hey, it's cool, man. I'll fly my 5-inch through your church.
I bet you would. Yeah. I don't know that I'm ready for that, Dave.
The question is the congregation ready for that?
Well, I mean, we run TinyWhoops into the chandeliers and the guitars and stuff on the stage all the time. The piano, it doesn't hurt them.
Right. I might do some damage.
Yeah, I have a very expensive Gretsch guitar up on that stage.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, I was asking questions and I was like, oh, they can't hear me. That's what it is. I was just gonna, thanks. I was gonna ask, how do you like Tracer before y'all get out of the area there?
Honestly, I have flown it a couple of times and moved right back. Again, I didn't feel a difference. That's the great part about owning a store is I get to try all this stuff, and I do meetups almost every weekend. So even like stuff that I don't carry in the store, like HDzero, for example, I get to put it on my face almost every weekend. I get to try it. I get to see it and see how it improves. But for Tracer, it was the same as ELRS to me. It just, I don't feel an advantage, and there's less range. So I'm going to take more range.
Definitely.
Now I tell you something that I noticed, and I would be willing sometime, even on camera, for someone to do a blind test, but
the trick is you've got to do a lot of prep work to do a proper blind test. Like me, I've got 3 quads that are all like exactly the same, and so that's how I do it. I'll take 3 quads that are identical, and I'll swap one of them into ELRS, and then I'll try ELRS and Crossfire. Now, I didn't do a proper blind. I knew what I was flying. It's on the OSD and everything, right?
Yeah.
And I'm tracking my link quality, and I want to know what power mode it's on and all that. So I didn't do blind tests, but I fly a lot, like 10 packs a day every day, and I can't feel a difference to me. So it's just a mute point.
See, to me, I think I can. That's why I'm saying I would be willing to do the blind test because, I fly almost exclusively HDzero now, or analog. I'm not as against DJI as I put on to be. I just don't like the blurring. I prefer the pixelation, the sparkles, just because of my head injury and the way things were. But
Are you using DJI FlyHigh?
Yes.
Yeah. I believe I can tell the. I believe I can tell the difference.
FPV. Hey, hand sign.
Well, I mean, one thing that really had a good impression on me was when Nurk and Joshua Bardwell did their blind test. And they only use Express LRS, but they tested like 50 versus 500, I think, and they couldn't feel a difference in the packet rates. And
right. Now, I gotta say something on that. I tested.
Now the racers did it, and racers did it afterwards, and they said they could feel it, and they got pretty accurate.
Well, I went to 50 hertz out in my yard. Between 500 and 50, big difference. Like big difference. Like the 500 is less connected, way less connected, and then of course the 500 is more touchy, of course.
And I know I fly a lot inside with whoops. Up underneath the pews, you've got this much room, literally about what, 16, 18 inches. And you I mean, I can tell, at least I believe I can tell it. I would be okay to be proven wrong with that.
As well, about to experiment with Ellis,
so, yeah.
And I've even experimented with ELRS 900. I got Gorilla Link from Gorilla Link and played with that some too. And again, I just didn't see any advantage. It's like I got to go to FR Sky's R9 hardware and then flash it, and it was like, I mean, it was even set up for me already, like pre-flash. They even put my own binding phrase in it for me, but it's like, dude, Crossfire is so reliable. They're not just like on their first generation of chips. They're on the second generation of chipsets. And they're like 5 years apart from the first generation to the second. When they went to the second generation is when they were like, you know what? Instead of giving you 250 milliwatts max, we're going to give you 1,000 milliwatts max. And we're going to do it without a fan, without a giant heat sink sticking out of the back, because the chipset is that much improved over the previous generation. They're able to keep making it better and more efficient. So while the first Micro TX chipset actually released at 100 milliwatts and was 250 by the time they finished, they started at Micro TX2 at 250, and then software updated it all the way up to 1,000. And the same thing on the Tango 2s now is
the Tracer too.
They built it in. Yeah, and so it's way faster. Another advantage you can get is by using a dedicated radio. Ludicrous mode. Yeah.
Yes, 1,000 milliwatts. Mine does too.
If you're running a dedicated radio, like Tango 2 has Crossfire built in, and it is on the same board as the OpenTX or Freedom TX or Edge TX, whatever you want to call it. So they're on the same board. They don't have to communicate out through UART and then back in. It eliminates even more latency. And then you can go even a step further. You can skip the mixer. It's called mixer bypass. And this is something that none of the other systems do. But do you ever use your mixer? Do you
I
mix
like the
roll
availability
and
of
pitch
receivers
when
and
you're
size
flying quads?
antennas.
No,
RP1 is legit.
No.
nobody does. So
Mm-mm.
you can completely bypass the mixer and skip it
Mhm.
and just set up your input stat and use
Yeah.
the inputs the way you want to. And then the mixer just bypasses. You save a millisecond of latency off of every one. So when you guys talk about the differences in latency and whether or not you can feel it, on Tango 2 with a mixer bypass, you're around 6.5 milliseconds of latency. And on ELRS, you're around 3 or 4 milliseconds of latency. Can you feel 2 milliseconds of difference?
Well,
2.5 milliseconds?
that might be the whole thing. That might be what I'm noticing.
And I've tried to get what's his name that does all the ELRS testing and
Wesley?
Yes, Wesley Barty. I've tried to get him to do the test again with an actual Tango 2 or test Tracer with the Mambo instead of using a plug-in unit, but he's not going to go back and do it. He doesn't want to make the other system look better. He's an ELRS
Now we
developer.
bypass the mixer again.
Of course.
So hang on, I'll have to tell you because it's one of those things you set up one time and then you leave it and you don't ever change it again. But it's on the Tango 2.
7 of them never failed.
It says gimbal destination in the menu. Hang on, I'll find it.
Point me towards the barn for the answer.
Got my Tango 2 right here.
You know, that's something there, Bitterroot, that the Bitterroot brought up that, you know,
Welcome.
I started
Iron
flying
SR.
Crossfire with FPV. So, you know, I have had a few Express LRS receivers go bad. I've never had a Crossfire receiver burn up.
The reliability is so much better.
I've never had one burn up.
Manufacturing, and then they got the warranty too. ELRS runs on CRSF protocol, which is the Crossfire's communication protocol, as opposed to like S-Bus, which is the old school that FR Sky ran on. So it's another thing that ELRS is just kind of taken from Crossfire and utilized because it works so much better than the other protocol, which was S-Bus.
I started with
and now with the new version of ELRS, you can actually implement any. You can use S-Bus, DJI, S-Bus, or Crossfire. You can change the protocol now in ELRS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, there's not an advantage to that unless you're stuck on a platform that'll only use S-Bus.
Exactly.
Right.
But that's an advantage.
Now.
Right.
That is an advantage. That is one advantage of it. That'd be the
I'll
only
have
case.
I'll have to look at turning the mixers off and see because where I notice it with my tiny trainers the most, because I didn't have Crossfire on a 65 millimeter TinyWhoop.
They do now. Have you seen
the new PLV
they
do now. Yes, they do now.
The board. I need to get one.
I might have.
Because
you need to get one and come up and race with me sometime.
Yes.
If I come down, let's see. I'm not a bando guy, okay. But if I come down and break something with you, you got to come up and race with me. How about that?
Man, I ain't scared to do anything.
That's right.
It's like if I try, you try, right?
He's like, I ain't scared. I ain't scared.
I even though I'm not a racer, I signed up for MultiGP. I got my AMA license, and I went out and I competed in the international global qualifier a couple of years ago, just to get the experience. I really did it because I wanted to meet other FPV pilots. Because at that point, I was like in the drone desert still, like only accessing the internet and talking to other people online and not knowing real pilots. And I was so determined. I brought two of my non-drone friends up with me, took them up to Huntsville, and went and raced with these guys. And I was terrible. I could barely complete a lap. But like just to be able to go up and see other people's drones and talk to them about their motors and like just seeing stacks of drones stacks on top of each other. It was like, this is awesome. I
Dreamland.
But what I realized also at the same time was that the racers aren't really my people. I like the racers; they're cool.
In the desert,
but the freestyle kind of counterculture, that's where I am happiest. Is the weirdos. That's me.
Well, I'm
familiar.
I'm a weirdo. I have a church full of weirdos. So
sounds a bit familiar.
I'm the pastor of weirdos. That's
Like
what
I
I
went
what I
to
said.
the IO this
Man.
year. I sponsored IO and went up there,
Yeah.
and they had me on the
Good
freestyle
things.
side of things, and it was cool, man. There were like 20, 30 freestyle pilots, and we were just hanging out. They set up gates in a field for us. It was like, okay, this is the freestyle zone. We got gates. So I spent the whole time flying the silo and like diving in the silo and practicing diving in the holes in the silo and breaking all my stuff. But I had so much fun hanging out with those like 20 dudes at the freestyle side of things. The next day I went to the race
got
side because
gates.
I was like, okay, this is cool, but like I'm setting up a store. The whole reason I'm here is to try to like promote the store and keep things moving along with that. And so I was like, I'll go to the
Right.
race side of things, get a completely different audience, and there'll be 300
That's
dudes there
freestyle.
instead of
We got
one,
gates.
instead of 20.
Well, and FAO.
And I was like, okay, let's go. So I went over there, and it was like they just completely ignored me, and I was just like, I was in the way. That's what was going on. Is I was in the way, and I was just like,
I tell you.
damn, it's
Wow.
just totally different. And like I remember
Yo.
talking to a guy, and I was like, "What's going on, dude? How are you doing?" And I'm like all fired up to be there and just having a great time. And this dude's like, "Oh, well."
Freestyling gates is fun when
Just-
there isn't other gaps to fly through.
He was just like so down on himself. He was like, "Oh, I'm not
Alien loves
not
Desert
doing really
51
good.
area
My
lol.
performance today was bad. I only got like
Exactly.
5th place." And it was like, dude, you're beating yourself up and you're so sad right now. And it's like you're in the middle of 300 something drone pilots. Like you should have a big grin on your face and be like
Right.
having a great
Right.
time.
Right.
And
I-
I mean, I was, but it's just totally different. It's like they are all in this kind of contest to see who's the best, and only one of them's the best. And
Yeah, that's it.
the 299 other dudes, little
Right.
sad puppies. And I was like, dude,
Second, and a lot of them truly believe second is last.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I remember the second multi GP race I
Human
went to.
face with smiling
There was a
eyes.
guy.
I thought
I mean, it
you
was
were right
actually,
where you needed to be, Dave.
It was a guy. He's a very friendly guy,
Great.
and still a great guy. And he, was welcoming me and all this kind of stuff when I first got into multi GP. And I'm not going to name any names because many of you probably know him. And he's very, very good pilot, much better than
That's
me.
great.
And it got the race had started, and of course, I spectated his heat, and it was just like I was just like, man, I can't think this fast, much less fly this fast. And I walked over to him, and he's sitting down. He's got a fan. He's underneath his tent and everything, and he's just sitting there. And I go up to him, and I start talking to him, and
It
it's
was
just
so
like,
much fun. Thank you, Double A.
and he
Appreciate
just
you, bud.
just
Kevin
like
Turner.
I wasn't even there, and I was like, "Hey, man, and somebody come up to him and was like, "Dude, don't talk to him." I'm like, "Why?" And no, it wasn't Kevin. It wasn't Kevin. It wasn't Kevin Turner. But it was like, dude, don't talk to him. And I was like, "Why?" I was just cutting up with him. He's like, "He's in the zone, man. When he gets in the zone, you can't talk to him." I was like, "In the zone, like auto zone?"
It was Kevin Turner.
But that's how
Beaming face
I'm.
with smiling eyes. Beaming face
I
with
showed up my
smiling
first
eyes.
race with the Diatone 3-inch baby, the rabbit, the Diatone rabbit 3-inch. And just flew my race. But some of them are very, 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 very serious about it. And,
yeah,
but
I love that carefree freestyle attitude. I just exploded my drone. That was hilarious.
but to their credit, some of these guys,
And
I agree with
they're
that.
two separate groups. The reality is like the freestyles are racers and the racers are freestylers, and then we're all people and we're all having a great time. But to
Mhm.
me, in my eyes, in my mind, that's where I kind of
No,
see
I
the
will
difference.
make
And
it
I'm
a
just
goal to
like,
get
wow.
up in the zone with
Yeah.
him then.
Well, and some of these guys, though, to their credit, when they were looking at DRL contracts, they were looking at $75,000
Oh yeah.
contract just to fly drones for like 3 months in the summer. And so, I mean,
That's a pretty good gig.
that's some bacon. That's some bacon right there. But
Definitely.
of course, I, when meeting with Alex Campbell and Evan Turner and racing with them and stuff, and they're like, "Done." No, I got a lap. You guys did 3, and the time they took me to do 1. And they're like, "Yeah, you're getting better. You're getting better."
Keep going, big buddy.
Yeah. I'll never forget it. I've got it. I've actually got it hanging on the wall in my office. The first 5-inch racer that I built. I built it. It wasn't expensive. Had the Diatone Mamba stack in it. Remember when that was like $40? When you could get that 30 by 30 Mamba stack.
Who have
Yeah.
snow northwest.
So I built that.
I roasted a bunch of them.
Fast motors and everything, and I actually went to Alex Campbell's house and I asked Evan to fly it for me. And I said, "Fly it for me. Let me know what you think." And he's like, "Okay." He puts a 4S on it, and he's like, "For one, why aren't you flying 6S?" Like, I don't have no 6S batteries. So he put a 5S on it, and he flew it, and he's flying it. And of course, he's going through the course. Like, my drone was kicking butt. It's like if Eddie Van Halen grabs your little, first act guitar from Walmart. He's going, he tear it up, right? And that's what Evan was doing. I'm like, "Dang, man, yeah!" So he brought it in and landed. I said, "So, was it pretty good?" And he looked at me and go, "No, not at all." I said, "Well, can you adjust the tune and stuff and get it to fly pretty good?" No. He said, "I do recommend you lower your rates." He said, "But no." He said, you need a new ESC, you need new motors. He said, "But the only thing that you got good on it is your crossfire." And
there you go.
So I ended up putting my LEDs, all of my LED race wires on my 5-inch drones. I put them on the backside of the arms so that you could see me good as you're passing me.
Right.
It's like tail lights. I needed tail lights with these guys because
Last year, MCK dropped in on the nuts chapter to run the GQ. He was there for about 15 minutes and was out. Dropped it like it was hot.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
That dude flies 100 packs a day.
My
Makes
God.
my little 10 packs a day seem like nothing. And I'm like, "Man,
Wow.
I fly 10 packs a day for 7 and 8 years." He's like, "Yeah,
Wow.
100 packs a day."
Wow. So you consistently get 10 packs a day.
Yeah, usually on the weekends I'm like 20, 30.
Wow. See, I used
when
to fly 150 packs in a weekend, and it's just now things
What pack?
at church.
I'll go there every
No,
single
no.
battery I have.
No,
in one day, every battery.
This was my primary racer for a while. I flew this with 4S. This is the Racer X. And for me, because I like to fly around in my yard, close to my house and everything, I was faster. I am a lot faster with this than I am a 5-inch quad. Because I'm just not that good, for one. I'm not that good even a whoop racer. But I enjoy it. I have fun with it. And, this works for me. And, it came with Crossfire on it. Matter of fact, it may still have it on it. I think it's right there. Got the little Immortal T on it. I've got 3 of them, and that's primarily what I race. But and I tell people, do you fly what you like, race what you like, do what you like, and the things that we have in common in FPV, that's what we ought to share. But
yes.
Yeah.
It's also crazy the differences though. Like when I was out there at I/O looking at the racers and what they were using, it's like
I have
completely different hardware than I use. Everything that I use is like focus on durability, right? Like I got to bounce off concrete and survive. I got to get off that roof after I crash into the roof hole. Like it's all about like taking as many crashes as it can and still being able to fly away. And so they use completely different gear. Like their stacks are all 20 by 20s and their frames are super lightweight and thin little arms and no protection for the cameras, no TPU or minimalist TPU. It's just very, very different. Their antennas that they run, they're all running stubbies. And I'm like, how are you going to get any penetration with that, bro? It's not even above your battery.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Now,
I'm on 25 milliwatts. What do I care?
Hey, are you saying that a guy can get penetration with a stubby?
Not very much. Not very much.
Okay.
It's not about the size; it's about how you use it.
You know what? You got to be at least as long as your battery.
At least.
You got lights at the Champs. Yeah, I'm not going to be at Champs, but Mako Reactor is one of my sponsored pilots, and she is out there, and she's got a ton of my gear.
I have heard that might be an issue.
Yeah.
I am told it's fine.
It's plenty big enough.
I'm told it's
You're
fine.
told. You're told, huh?
I like how I said it. I am told it's fine.
It's fine.
Am I good enough? It's fine. And we all know when the wife says it's fine, it's
lied,
not.
Mike.
She just loves
I
you.
have 3 inches and if 200
She lied, Mike.
total battery
She
included.
lied, Mike.
She was being nice, man. That is pretty lit and was wondering.
No, the track lights for Champs are not mine. They're probably using 2812 5050 LEDs, which I do sell in the store if you want some.
Speaking of your product, let's talk a little bit about your LEDs. And while we're talking about that, I am going to be giving away a $25 FlyHigh gift card that is to anybody. That is not just U.S. residents, to anybody that on the chat. You'll see it's about to start here. And you got to do the little
welcome.
Follow the bot thing. Do what it tells you to do.
Looks like bang fly high in the chat.
That's it.
Point fly high.
Exclamation point fly high. We will put up the first person that does it correctly. We will put it up on the screen showing you what to do. And all right, here we go. Mr. Marcel off
at 8-bit FPV, you received 1 ticket.
See, these are the LEDs.
FPV,
they're
you received
really,
1
really,
ticket.
really bright.
At John O'Connor,
now,
NSR.
Now, do you have that hooked straight to a battery? Does it have a BE? Does it have a beck on it?
Nope.
FPV, you received 1
my LEDs are designed to run on VBAT. I want you to be able to plug in and not be on a regulator.
1 ticket.
So I make several versions. These are 6S. They're running right on a 6S pack. I make a 3 to 4S version, and the 3 to 4S runs right on 12 to 17 volts. And then I even make a 5-volt version of them now because people begged me. And I still tell people, do not put it on a regulator. You don't want your LEDs on a regulator. You want them on VBAT. And here's why. If you were to say crash, because nobody ever crashes when they're flying their drones. But if you were to crash and you short out your LED, if it's on 5 volts, the 5 volts is going to short right back to your flight controller and it's going to burn out your 5-volt regulator. And what else is on 5 volts?
The raffle is going on for viewer use FlyHigh to enter.
Maybe your camera. So if you blow your 5-volt regulator over some LEDs, you're going down. That's not cool. So you really want it to be on VBAT. Because if you crash out short on VBAT, what happens? The LED gets hot. Is it going to kill your battery? No. So it's simple. Just run them on VBAT. Now, but
you can't do 1S though, right? With that, right?
You can on the 5-volt.
Yeah, the 5-volt.
5-volt works perfect for 1S.
Because you did say it goes down to 2.5 volts. It will still run.
They actually go down to 2.1 volts. Most of the colors go to 2.1. So they go super, super low and still be bright. Yeah. So don't put your LEDs on a 5-volt regulator. Put them on.
So you've got
and you can cut them at any length, Dave.
Not any length, but just about. Let's see. I'll show you.
Do you have a length that could wrap around the ducts of a 65 millimeter?
Yes. So you can cut it every 55 millimeters. If you look on the back, let's see if you can see this. I don't know. My camera sucks.
So it comes in strips, right? You get it in strips?
You can just see there's a cut, and right here's another cut. Every 5 centimeters, there's another cut line.
And is it a cut line like regular LEDs that's got the pads on it?
On either side. So even when you cut it, you're splitting the pads in half, and you can solder to either end.
So you could put a lead wire in between them, correct?
You can. The film itself is like a rail. So it passes
They are
power
in
through
stock
it, and all the circuitry is in the strip itself. Each 5 centimeters is another circuit.
Very
So if you,
anticles 4292728501061.
Thank you, Mike. Mike is posting links for it.
thanks, Mike.
That's awesome.
If you were to say crush a section of the
to back.
LED, you'll only break that 5 centimeters. It'll continue to light on either end.
Back to straight.
Wow.
Sorry.
That is
Wow.
amazing.
Huh.
That is truly amazing.
And
then
you
that wasn't enough.
A
I
raffle
invented
is
full
going on to
RGB
viewer. Use
LEDs.
FlyHigh to enter.
These guys,
No.
I invented
Now
these.
you've got them.
So this is
Oh,
obviously
now-
changing colors, right?
That is awesome.
it's like he's holding a
Don't be like talking
lightsaber,
the chat
y'all.
out.
That would be what I would want.
This took me 9 months and $18,000,
I need to order those now.
but I made them for you guys.
Are they 5 volt?
You're amazing. That's great.
I make them in 5 volt. I make them in 3 to 4S, and I make them in 6S. And 6S will actually run all the way up to 8S. So if you got a big beast
I've got to have
and you're running on 8S, I can actually run on that too. And then
gotta
on
have
top of this, I worked with Tiny's LEDs. You know, Tiny, really cool guy,
Yes.
another member of the community. He makes the control chips for me. So I make a chip about this big. There's my hand. It's about this big, and it makes it addressable via Betaflight. So you wire the LED to the chip, and then that chip basically provides one zone of color for your Betaflight, and you can plug it into Betaflight and program it. So, and
So you can even do your race.
You can no longer
like-
enter the raffle.
so if you
like
if you're on a
County
race
trainer does.
and you want to turn a dial to change the color of your quads, you can be like, I'm blue, I'm green, I'm red, I'm pink, I'm purple. You can just push a button and change it on your transmitter. Makes it nice and easy.
Guys, if y'all want some of those, just
That is amazing.
type in the chat right here, ! Fly high.
No, it says you can
And-
no longer enter the raffle.
Nope.
Well, it's over now.
Yep.
Maybe I should have another one later, because
Yeah.
it looks like only 7 people.
Oh,
Only
we should
7
definitely
people.
do another one. And tell you
Me and-
what,
Me and
if
you
you're going to
can't
do a
it,
second
can we?
giveaway, I'm going to give away this DJI hat. And I'm going to give away a set of single color LEDs, any voltage or color you want, and a pack of FlyHigh
awesome.
rolling papers, the official rolling papers of FPV.
The official rolling papers of FPV.
They're official.
Alright.
It says it on the package.
It does. It is the official. I love it.
That's
I lo-
great.
let me click on this here so we can share the screen so you guys can see who we're going to pick a winner here.
That's the
Here's
giveaway I
7
want at
people.
FlyHigh
Off
FPV.
Axis, Bitterroot, 8-Bit, John
Yes,
O'Connor,
got the-
Gage
Good luck,
Stays
everyone.
Fly, Fuse FPV, and Mike Bergman. Let's pick a winner.
Don't be
I
afraid to
identify
win,
I'm
Scott.
afraid I will win lol. Are they rice papers?
No,
Gage
right.
Stays Fly. It's the winner.
Says Fly FPV has
Congratulations,
won.
buddy. What I
Are
need
they
you
rice
to do.
papers?
They're not
Well,
rice papers. They're hemp with all natural
I'm
gum.
not
They're
sure
smooth
what I would
burning,
do with a
and you get
DJI
50
hat
sheets
though.
in a book. $4 for 50 left-handed cigarettes.
There you
They
go,
even-
Bitterroot.
They're even specifically labeled not for tobacco use.
Yeezy.
Even
Scott Fendry,
specifically,
they are
That
Uh,
is
Gage,
great.
Gage, what I need you to
I got a
do, buddy. Got a reputation to uphold. What I need you to do, buddy, is I need you to email me at this link up here, and what's easier, Dave? Is it easier for them to get in contact with you, and I just pay you for it?
The easiest thing is you just buy a gift card, and it'll give you a code, and then you just send
They
it
are
to the winner.
great. Love
Okay,
them on my
okay, all right,
Apex.
that'll work.
So bright.
Yes, so just
Cool.
be
I don't
sure to
like rice
FPV
papers.
me.
Lol, awesome.
And be ready to tell me in the not FPV me, email me. Well, I am just
Where are we going to mount
As
the
y'all could-
camera?
you had the hot glue gun, so in my belly. That's what we're gonna put it in my belly. But I want you to email me and be ready to tell me a little bit of something about. Tell me something. I may ask you a question.
That
um,
might be weird.
about this stream because, believe it or not, I have been getting, people with fake names similar to people that have won and saying, "I'm so and so," and so I'll probably will ask you a little question and all of that. So, congratulations, brother. And let's give it a little minute to calm down, and it will give me time to edit what the prize is on this because it wants me to put all of that in there. So FlyHigh.
Awesome, thanks guys. We'll email you. I'm the one over by Dixon.
Okay.
Gage is local, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know where Dixon is.
Okay. Yeah, Dixon, Tennessee. It's I think Dixon is between Nashville and Jackson.
Cool. You're about 3 hours away from me then. Come fly in Birmingham, man. It's wide open. Man, so many awesome spots.
I'm there yesterday.
Come to it's today Thursday. Come not tomorrow, but come Saturday. There's gonna be a bunch of us coming out and ripping. Always good times.
Awesome.
A group of us just need to load up in the church van and show up there one time.
Yes, that would be great.
Do it.
Yes, do it.
All right, so it's a FlyHigh LED strip, a DJI hat, and papers, right?
The papers, and I always put stickers in every package too.
And the papers.
There'll always be stickers.
There'll always be stickers.
More and more and more stickers. This one is probably inappropriate. It's got an F-bomb on it. But here's one that's
40
not.
minutes SW
this
of
one is,
yes, I'm coming down soon.
you can read it.
My other rig built thumbs
High
up.
on life and also drones.
No hikes.
And I got the classic FlyHigh logo. And then, this one says F gravity.
I don't got that one, but I got the
Southwest
other two.
of Nashville. Coming down soon to fly.
Gage.
Yes, brother. Gage, we're gonna set up a whoop race this weekend. Be Friday night will be more the LED racing, and Saturday will be more finals. And would love to have you come out.
If you want to build LED gates, these are where it's at. Put them on.
I'm seeing them, man. I'm seeing them.
Get the 5-volt version, and then you can run it on a single 18650.
All day.
Makes it so easy. I've even got a bunch of 18650 trays on the way. I'm going to start running those in the store too because it just seems like why wouldn't I?
Right.
I'm buying a ton of. That's what I do in the store. If you haven't figured it out yet, my whole store is stuff that Dave needs.
Right.
Like, I really would like those motors. Okay, I'll buy 100. Oh, I really like those receivers. Okay, I'll buy 300. It's getting ridiculous, dude. I spent
Angel Wing
$15,000 with TBS today.
Wow.
Yeah, Angel Wing LED, light it up, dude. We just did an air show in Birmingham, and those guys went crazy for my LEDs. This is an RC air show.
Longer lengths, right? How long could you go with 1.6S battery at FlyHigh FPV for event lights?
You can. I have tested the 5 meters. I haven't daisy chained them together, but I know you absolutely can. It only pulls, I want to say it was 1 amp on 6S for a full 5 meter. So stack them up, man. Stack them up.
Yeah, you'll be like stand out like a turd in a punch bowl in the sky, right?
And it shouldn't matter, man. Honestly, I think you can do a mile of them like that. Because the way they work, again, it's a rail that runs through the back, and then each 5-centimeter section is its own circuit that takes power off that rail and lights those LEDs. So I don't see, as long as your battery's big enough that you can run a mile.
So is it actually tiny little LEDs?
It is. The single color single color's over this side of me. Mm-hmm. These guys are 480 LEDs
I think
per
the
meter.
Track with a line of
and they're
on the
really
dense.
dense.
The would be sick.
They're so bright. It's really dense. There's 480 LEDs in that. Now, the RGB is actually more LEDs per meter. It's 860, but there's 3 different colors there. So when you divide by 3, you end up with a little bit lower LED density than you do on the single colors. So if my camera's probably blown out and you can't see the individual dots, but you can just, in real life, you can barely see the little individual dots here on the RGB, but on the single color, you can't see any dots. It's just, it's like a neon strip or a laser beam.
I've got to get some. Sold.
RGB kits with a chip is $25 for a meter with a chip, and you can get either a Betaflight chip or you can get a Bluetooth Wi-Fi chip. So like this guy, this little, let's see, where's my camera? This little chip that's mounted here is just the Bluetooth Wi-Fi chip decased. And it makes it to where you can just control it with your cell phone. It's great for projects, skateboards, bicycles, your RV, your backdrop for your YouTube. Whatever project type stuff you want, the Bluetooth Wi-Fi stuff is great. It's fantastic for wings, stuff that doesn't have flight controllers. I just sent out a kit for what's his name, Hunter Kowald, the Green Goblin guy that flies on that hoverboard thing. It's like an octo quad he stands on. I just sent him a bunch of the RGB LEDs out to set him up. We want to get him fully lit too.
Yeah, right. It'll be awesome. Video of him like, that's a UFO.
Yeah, with a guy standing on top of it.
That was my goal for 2022, was to increase UFO sightings. I think I have succeeded.
Yes.
Is there a way we can set up those LEDs to a chick for race?
Do you have any experience with the
flies through it?
With the night vapor, which was basically a little saran wrap airplane? The wings were made out of saran wrap, but it had these colored lights on it, and it would flash. But it was, I mean, literally, you could walk faster than it would fly.
Oh yeah.
And it was completely silent.
It is.
And there was somebody that knows me pretty well that was stayed rather inebriated, and they were outside, and I took and I flew that plane out there off the corner of their property, just up and around, and he was like, "What the Blake?
Welcome.
That's a UFO."
And
I had to bring it back like, hey, when he comes out with his shotgun. So he was shoot it.
He wouldn't have stood a chance.
Not even with a rock. Off-axis, that is a great idea. He wants LED gates talking to a chip so that they change color based on a whoop flying through it. I think that's genius. I would love to see that.
I sent you a message on
the Betaflight controller chips that I sell are they just take PWM in. That's what the LED pad on your flight controller outputs is, PWM. So you can control it with an Arduino, you can control it with ArduPilot, iNav, Betaflight, KISS, all those will talk to it. So if you've got a Pi or something like that you're using to manage who's going through the gates, then you can totally talk to the chip and tell it what color to be. I haven't done any of that programming. You're gonna have to do that. But
Rotor Hazard already does it. So you can, into some of their timers, they've got it set up where you can power off that. You can, as the race is ticking down or something, the LEDs change. They go from green,
I would love
to yellow, to red, and it's pretty extensive. Look at that.
This is my latest. So I've got the RGB all the way around the quad, but the latest is the actual LED skids. So I redesigned my skids. I do a lot of 3D printing and design, so that the LED is actually inside. Let's see if you can see it. It actually runs inside and is protected by the skid. And I've done this for I've done about 4 frames with the LED skids now. I've got the Demibot, I've got the Armaton Marmot, the Badger, the Chameleon, and the Rooster. And I've done the Impulse RC Apex and the FPV Cycle Glide I've done. But it's not that hard for me to do. I figured out how to do it pretty quickly. So if you've got another frame and you want LED skids, Moongoat, all you got to do is buy a set of skids. The skids are $12 a set for your 5-inch quads, and then add $15 for design time, and I'll design it for whatever frame that you've got. Now, I say that there are some frames, the way that their arms are, that I don't know that it'll work well, but I think the vast majority of them will work. So yeah, like if it's got
That
a
looks
really
great.
if it's got a really aggressive star shape or something like this, it might
Yeah.
not work because they don't like that like 90-degree bend.
Yeah.
But like the Demibot's got these 3 horns on the end of it, and I just kind of I rounded it off and made a nice like a bubble that goes through the ends of them, and so the horns are all protected and inside the skid too.
Yeah, I noticed how it's got the slits on the end and stuff on the horns. Yeah.
So yeah, just let me know. I'm happy to make them, and I've just updated the LEDs on the skids on my site on FlyHighFPV.com to where it now asks you if you want an LED track. It doesn't cost anything extra because it doesn't take more material. I'm still just printing a skid.
Put the track in it. Right.
The only thing I'll charge extra for is to design for a new frame, but $15 is pretty reasonable for my time.
Yeah, you better believe it.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Actually, I don't believe anyone else would charge that cheap.
To me, I look at it as like it's an investment really, because the more I add to my library, the more stuff I can offer to my customers, and the easier it is for me to just go. But if you want it, I'll do it. And if you don't know, my whole site is all custom. Like if you tell me you want an antenna tail for your quad, I'll mount whatever VTX you've got, whatever receiver antennas you've got, all custom. Oh yeah, you got canopies? I made those for you, didn't I?
Yep. I was like, I'd like one for the Racer X to be able to put the Insta360 Go on the top of it with the crossfire coming out the back. And he's like, yeah, I'll get it for you.
You want to add a couple to
I will give you some advice. Get on Instagram because you get a much. He told me, and he's told everybody, you'll get a much faster response if you
just for you
message him on Instagram.
So, Instagrator, yeah,
Instagram
or Facebook Messenger are the fastest way to reach me. I get like 500 emails a day, so if you email me, I'll eventually check it. But I only check my email once or twice a week, and it's brutal. I don't enjoy it. But I am a full support kind of guy too. So if you're on Instagram and you need help, just shoot me a message and ask me for help. I can fix anything. I built 200 quads myself. I can fix your stuff. I know Crossfire inside and out. All of it. I'm happy to help you figure it out. So just reach out and I will help you. And don't be afraid to ask me for custom stuff, because that's what I thrive on. It's like when you asked for those canopies. I never made that canopy. Like I've used that canopy shell before, but like one that had the 360 Go mount on it and the Immortal T mount on the back, that exact combo, it's brand new just for you. And that's the way most of my orders are. I've set the site up to be able to collect your information and take your details in, and then I just generate the files, create the stuff as your orders come in. It takes a little bit of time because it's not like a prepared file, but my tails, almost every time somebody orders a tail, it's completely different from the last one because everybody's got a different antenna set up or want a different level of protection. Like I'm bashing concrete, so I put full lollipops on my antennas. This thing is completely encased in rubber. But if you don't like that, you're long range and you just need a minimalist straw to hold it up, that's cool. Just select it. I'll make it.
I really like that, how you have that on the end, and that's going to be a go-to for me right there. I'm definitely going to, I haven't found any prints like that, because I got a small 3D printer at the house, and eventually I plan on getting a bigger one, but I've got to be schooled. I don't know how to make my own prints yet at all, at all.
I just keep designing it better and better and better to make it more. Like I recently added these fillets in here so that when it bends here where you want it to bend and not right here at the node, because I was breaking the antennas right at the node because it would bend up here, and I'm like, well, what do I have to do to reinforce that? So I just keep trying to evolve everything. And if you get a design and you're like, hey Dave, I'm not really happy with this, can you do this and this and this? Be very specific, because I will do it.
Awesome.
There you go, man.
That is amazing.
If you more than once, are you playing with
more.
that stubby?
Yes.
We need more peeps like you in here in this hobby.
I just can't stop, man. I love what I'm doing. I love what you guys are doing. I want to see everybody be able to do more of this, and so I want to empower people. I'm constantly working with other small business owners too. There's so many like one-man companies in FPV, and we all kind of collaborate, or not all of us, but I'm trying to make us all collaborate. I want more working together and more everybody moving in the same direction. It just
community,
right,
like joined community, like quit being so separate and so spaced out. Like let's all come together and do something.
It just works so much better that way.
Yes, it does. See, we need more of this, and I believe that we are slowly getting more of it. It seems like.
Yes, Double A. I have dialed in my settings. I work hard, man.
Has it dialed? I am willing to collaborate, FlyHigh. Gonna hit you up round the corner, man.
Of course, of course, 8
F. Russell. What up, finally made it.
Same here.
Hey, Jeff. How's it going, brother?
Welcome, Jeff.
Yeah. Good evening, brother. Yeah, I'm actually
Jeff's a local guy, too.
Yep. That's what I was supposed to say. I'm just trying to talk to him earlier this week. We're trying to get him to come out and fly with us. If he can get unbusy long enough, he probably will. Same with Zach. I'm trying to find you on Instagram. Well, first, I'm reestablishing my Instagram just for you.
There's links in the description to Dave FlyHigh's website, his Instagram, and I think something else.
I try to make it easy. It's FlyHigh FPV. My website is FlyHigh FPV. My Instagram, my YouTube, it's all FlyHigh FPV.
He wants you to be able to remember it after you
Jeff,
use
I
the
thought
papers.
I told you to stay away from these here
That's
parts.
right. I mean,
just kidding.
Let's say, buddy.
Just kidding.
Yeah,
just
Mike's
kidding.
a big joker. We love him.
Thank you, McFlies. Appreciate the super chat.
All right.
Oh yes,
Put that up
amazing,
there, brother.
So it doesn't read super chats?
It normally. It just now janked it. It just it's been working, and then when we really need it to, it's like psych. Gotcha.
Guys, we're gonna need you to send some more super chats in so we can test this feature.
Yeah,
right. I think it only reads them when it's over $20.
Oh,
so let's test the feature.
I'm
joking roundabout got me kicked out of Barnwell's stream one night. Lol.
Mike.
Did y'all get? Did y'all blow the roof off the barn?
I think you pronounced that name a little wrong.
That's funny. I love JB. He's hilarious. We got him to come out and fly with us recently. He came out for a Ken Heron meetup when we were exploding things, and we had a bunch of pilots came out, and we're like all flying together, and everybody wants to fly with the tanks, right? Because there's tanks driving around, and so I'm looking and I'm like, we're organizing channels, figuring out what channel everybody's on. And there are 6 of us that want to fly, and Bardwell is like, I'm just going to stay on auto.
No.
I was like, bro, you can't.
No.
We all are flying at the same time. Everybody's on a dedicated channel. You need to be on channel 3, sir. You cannot fly on auto. And he was arguing with me for so long. And I was like, bro, if you want to fly on auto, you can fly by yourself. But you will not fly on auto with a group of us. Like nobody wants to get blasted out of the air chasing a tank.
I'm at 1,200 milliwatts on auto. I'm fine.
Right.
Wow.
Of course you are. But the guy that's 50 yards over that way, he's not.
Yeah.
I actually put a bounty on Joshua. We all had several of us had brought gel blasters to the meetup, and I was like, anybody that wants the record footage of you shooting Joshua, I'm giving you a free set of LEDs, a free set of rolling papers, and some stickers.
So you know what I'm learning, Dave?
That's great.
I think you have a condition that I have. It's called a case of the can't help it.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. That's it. I can't stop myself. And I can't stop either. You can even try to stop me, and it just doesn't work.
Somebody stop me.
Ken and I play off of each other really, really well. When he and I meet up, I always put on my Ken Heron Made Me Do It t-shirt, and then it's like everything is excused because he made me do it. And I'm like, all right.
If Ken is like Ken's like the
who just has a
like the Dr. Kevorkian of quads, if you have a drone or a quad that you want to die, just go fly it in the vicinity of Ken Heron. He don't even have to touch it. Just be in the vicinity, and it will probably die.
Or get ran over by a car.
Right.
I've seen Ken's drone get run over by a car.
I didn't think about that. We were at Ken's event when that happened.
Mayo Marty.
That's correct.
Yeah. So Ken's got ran over by a car?
Yeah, he was flying at Caraway Hospital and he crashed out, and his marmot was in the street. It's like a 55-mile-an-hour highway, and it got completely run over, and it was fine. He even has a video of it, like hitting the GoPro and knocking it over while like as it comes over, catches the GoPro and picks the quad up and rolls it and drags it. He's got a video of the whole damn thing, and it's hilarious. And the quad was totally fine. I mean, this thing is an absolute beast.
That's it. Yeah. I love that.
It's so strong. Just an absolute beast.
A friend of mine, Flying Sasquatch, he don't fly much anymore.
Is that the Armaton?
He was with
Armaton Marmot. This is my favorite. I've got 3 of these that I fly. It's just so good.
He was down in Florida with Master Roshi, and they were I believe he was with Master Roshi filming a monster truck show, and he went down. And of course, the footage that he puts online is you go down and you see the GoPro, and the GoPro's kind of looking up, and you see this monster truck tire roll right beside. I mean, just this far from the GoPro.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, oh man. And he's like, then he shows like a picture of the quad, the GoPro come out of the quad, and a monster truck on a quad. It just flattened it, man. It was like motor posts were like this, and it was pretty bad.
Dude, I bounced off one of those tires on the monster truck as he was jumping through the air, hit the tire, and sent my quad 200 feet.
Really? 200 feet into the stands, right?
No, I mean I landed on one of the ramps actually, but like that was fine. It was fine. My quads they're made for that. But yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. It's still an amazing shot. I love I'm like trying to swoop underneath him, and he hits the jump and comes right down and hits the front, and it just sends the quad spiraling off into the darkness.
I've still got to make a video of it. One of the most difficult shots that I landed was just a few weeks back. We had this event in town, and there was some special guys at the skate park. And while this guy was ollieing over a ramp, he's got his board up, and I'm flying my HDzero 85 millimeter right up underneath it, and I've got it. So, and of course, you know what people are going to say, DVR bullcrap, but if he was to push me hard, I'll make the video. So I just don't have much time. I don't even have time to fly, much less edit videos right now.
That's the struggle, man. And I've gotten to the point where I'll just delete footage.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got an 8 terabyte hard drive completely full of footage. I got a 2 terabyte hard drive that's like my working disk, or not hard drive, SSD.
Remember bouncing the Terragator around the farms in
edit
Alabama
it
had monster
while it's on that
front-like
disk,
tires on it.
I gotta just get rid of it because it's like 3 months or so, and it's got to move on and make room for something else.
That's exactly why I got
I'm recording so much footage every day. It's just you just have to trash a lot of it. It's delete source and profit or whatever.
Yeah. But it hurts so bad when you're deleting it because you're like, I don't even get to watch that flight.
Well, you were there.
But you end up deleting some good ones. You do.
The way I look at it is, if it was good, I already edited it and put it into a video. And then I've got all the published videos. I don't ever delete that stuff.
Use FlyHigh to enter the raffle.
All right, we started the raffle again for the FlyHigh papers.
For the papers,
the papers and the hat.
The consolation prize from DJI for them
US
trying to overcharge me for my air unit repair, and the FlyHigh papers and the LED of the voltage and color you choose.
Exactly, at FlyHigh FPV, use it or lose it. Face with stuck out tongue.
Welcome, Droney Baloney. You're right on time.
Droney Baloney, love the name, bro.
You received
How's it going?
Ticket.
Welcome.
Bork
Good
Bits.
evening.
Hello, gang. At
Bork
Axis,
Bits,
you
welcome.
received 1 ticket. S. At Mike Bergman,
I
you
love that.
received
Yeah.
1
Now we got
ticket.
some more people.
S.
We got
A
some more
raffle
people
is going on for viewer use
Good
FlyHigh
evening,
wanting this one.
everyone.
At Droney Baloney, you received
At
1
Droney
ticket.
Baloney.
S. At Fuse FPV,
I love it. I love how he
you
talks.
received 1 ticket. S.
The
It's
weird
At
thing
great.
is
Bits,
the
you
tone will
received 1
change.
ticket.
A couple of the
Yes, it
tests
does.
that I put
I
in,
shared the
it's
stream
like
out.
low and slow. It's like
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I like
been
it
noticing
when the person did the hands. It was like, you know, like what was it, like devil hands or something? It was really weird.
I can't remember exactly. Let's see. We should do it again and see. It was funny
sign of the
though.
beast.
Yes,
Mhm.
it was funny. Let's see. Well, how about this?
You're gonna get a whole bunch of them now.
Mhm.
Person
Yeah.
turquoise waving, person turquoise waving, face green smiling. Hand making
Oh,
the sign
that
of
ain't
the
it.
horns.
Hand making the sign of the horns.
There
Sign
it
of the
goes.
horn.
Yeah, when it changed tempo.
Hey Scott, come on
Melvin.
in, man.
Hey,
Scott
Scott,
Taylor.
how's it going, brother?
What's up, guy? Remote
Hey, good
ID.
evening, brother.
Horn fingers. 2.
Remote
A raffle
ID.
is going on
Yeah.
for viewer use FlyHigh to enter. Face
Let me-
green smiling.
While
face
I've got
green
you on here and I'm
smiling,
thinking about
face
it, Dave,
green
because my brain
smiling,
is
good
it's
turquoise
it's
white
just broken
horse,
today.
eyes pink heart shape.
You recommended Shopify, right? For me to
It's
put my merch
The
on.
best is
pretty
marked
darn
be the life of
easy.
the party.
Yeah.
Is it? But it's a monthly subscription, right? You have to pay for it monthly,
You do.
correct?
Screaming in
Pay
fear
for
cat
it, and they
face.
take a chunk of every transaction.
Hand with index and middle fingers crossed.
But it still ends up
Hand
being
with
cheaper
index and
than
middle fingers crossed.
eBay and other stores like that, or
eBay is up to 10% now.
up to 10%.
They're taking like 10% of your profit now between the eBay fee and the payment processor. It's pretty rough. Pretty rough.
And the PayPal. So
Yeah.
so that's included. It's not 10%, then the 3% for PayPal on top of that also.
Well, eBay charges you per listing, and then they charge you a percentage of the sale. So if you lose 10% of every sale, that's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Well, if you don't mind, I haven't looked into it. I started to set up the Shopify and I didn't get done with it last night.
I want to say I'm
what-
paying about $50 a month, but I'm not on the basic tier anymore. I want to say that at the beginning tier they take like 3.5%, and you go up a tier, you get it down to like 2.9%. And for me, I'm doing enough transactions at this point to go ahead and
Is
use a
anyone
higher
going to win
tier
this one?
in order to
Fly.
get less taken out of every payment.
Yeah. See, I don't know that I would sell that. You need to put an exclamation point in front of that, Jeff. Put an exclamation point in front of that before it will get you in there. Right now we got 3 minutes left, guys, and there's only 7 people right now.
Ooh, good odds.
Come
I like
on.
that.
Yeah.
That's
Good
that's
number.
another thing that got me started into FPV and via Instagram was all the darn giveaways. I was a giveaway hound. I actually made a giveaways-to-gram account that was just
Everyone wins.
I had my
You have to share the
personal
map.
Instagram, I had my drones-to-gram, and I did a
At
giveaways-to-gram.
Jeff Russell,
And
you
I was just
received 1 ticket.
constantly ending
S.
giveaways trying to
A
get
raffle
stuff.
is going on for viewer
And
use
it was amazing
FlyHigh
how
to
much
enter.
free stuff I was
Melvin,
able to get from the
McFizz.
community that just
At
kind of helped me.
McFizz,
In the
you
early days
received
when I didn't
1
have
ticket.
anything,
S.
I need more papers.
super
I have
helpful.
3 leaves left.
I need more
Anyone
papers.
here have a bamboo lab printer?
That's great.
It's the papers giveaway. The papers.
Anyone here
Mike
have a
FPV.
Bamboo Lab
At
printer? He
FPV
said.
Not
Real
I
World,
got a
you
ton of
received
enders.
1 ticket.
Do
S.
you really?
No, I've actually thought about that
At
cheaper
Night Train FPV,
that cheaper
you
bamboo printer
received
that
1 ticket.
To
S.
me,
I
it's
want to get an
crazy
ender.
expensive. I don't know how
High-heeled
anybody
shoe.
makes money on them.
Me neither.
I have
I'm
one
gonna
so
get an
many
My
ender
printers
three.
cost $100
Score
bucks.
at half of what I
Spend
got.
$130
A raffle is
upgrading
going on
them.
for viewer use
Uh,
FlyHigh to enter.
You get $230 all in on the printer, and it's good for printing TPU at that point.
I got poor after I got hooked.
I don't really see
Giveaways
the
is how
point.
I'm still flying.
What are you using? The Ender 3? Or
I've
Ender
got a
3 Pro?
bunch of Ender 3 standards, and then I gut them. I put EZR Struder on there. That's great for pushing TPU. I put the Ulta stick beds on, and I add a SKR silent board. So that's what I do. It's about $130 worth of upgrades for each machine, and I've got 8 of them here right behind me that are all
Where
identical.
do you live, Fly at Borked
Yeah.
Bits?
They're
If
all
you
just,
guys would,
set up for TPU.
all 11 of you that are already signed up for this giveaway, if you
Oklahoma.
would, just hit that thumbs up button. It don't cost you anything, and it kind of like giving a tip. Gets this out there for more people. Borked in Oklahoma.
Oh wow! Now that'll run TPU plus PET-G and all the other stuff, right?
It's not an all metal hot end, so it won't run all the other stuff. But yes,
Oh.
PLA, PET-G, TPU, it's all great for that.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
when you start
40
going into
seconds.
high temp plastics like polycarbonate and
gosh.
nylon and ASA and stuff, you need an all metal hot end to get those high
time
temp.
to set up.
Yeah.
And these are all
So it's
not direct drive. These are all Bowden tube, and I'm printing
Oh.
nothing but TPU out of them. And anybody that tells you that you have to have direct drive to print TPU is wrong. I've tested like
Give Marty a
19
thumbs up for
different
such a great party.
extruder
Nice.
setups, because
Nice
Yes.
TPU.
I am a hardcore.
This is a nice print.
Yeah.
This is not a janky print at all.
My prints are rock solid.
I
Like
print
this,
with Ender
this
3
one
TPU all the
it's
time.
been on my
You
quad
can
for a
no
while.
longer enter
Yeah,
the
I want my
record.
printer to
Yes,
print like
sir.
that.
IDEX baby.
Fucking sorry. It's
Yes.
not there.
I want my printer to print like that. Which my printer I got now does.
All
but when I
right.
get a bigger printer, yeah, I want it to print like that.
But yeah, you don't need a direct drive for that. The direct drive, in my opinion, doesn't add anything to my print quality, but it makes a ton more maintenance. So, for example, something that I do every day is I run out of filament. Like I use the last of the roll because I got 8 machines running 24/7. So I will be running out of rolls every day. And when it runs out, it goes past the end of the extruder and it just kind of sticks there. And the first thing I do with the Bowden tube is pop
Man,
the
I have been
collar,
wanting the
pull the
TLD3
tube out,
Pro.
remove the extra filament, stick it back in, and close it. And it's less than 10 seconds, and I'm ready to rock again.
Oh
But
man.
but on a direct drive setup, I'm taking apart the hot end, pulling the carriage off. It's usually
Yes.
20 or 30 minutes for me to fix that one little problem that happens all the time. Now I could run out detectors on it, but that just makes
Yes.
it harder to load my filament, and I'm changing
lot.
filament all day long. So
Yes.
it's not an option for me at all.
No, I was about to say, unless you can sit there and pay attention to it constantly, like I do, like I pay attention to
Shouldn't
mine,
have
make sure it
to.
don't run out. Right? You
You
there's
shouldn't
no
have
way.
to pay any attention to these machines. You should plug them in and walk away.
See
Like,
that
once you're
would be
tuned,
great.
Yeah. Leading up to that, yeah, it's a lot of attention.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I got my printers. I started at Christmas. I actually had 2 printers at the same time. I won an Ender 5 and I bought a Ender 3, and then I sat down for Christmas break that year, and I just constantly printed for like
I don't
the
know
whole
how else
Christmas
to do
break.
multicolor
All I did
TPU
was
and
watch
IDEX.
lines and constantly watch it. And then for like 3 months, I started getting into material science, and I started buying all the different extruders and testing all the different options and going back and forth on all the things. Because the first thing you hear is the Ender extruder has this cheap plastic arm and the arms break. Well, that's not really an issue. You can get a new arm for like $3. But
Right.
so the first thing you do is you replace it with a metal one. And the metal ones, those like orange and red ones from Amazon, are garbage. The stock extruder is so much better, even though it's plastic. But everybody wants those aluminum red ones and orange ones that are on Amazon because they're cheap and they look appealing. But they're garbage.
Right.
The all metal version of the Creality extruder is an upgrade over the plastic one, but it's minor. It's just, again, how often do you break a $3 arm?
Yeah.
Right.
Really.
The Micro Swiss all metal hot end was $180, the most expensive, nicest setup that I've tried, and it was great. It did really, really good. It's direct drive, but it's all metal, and really the only time you should buy all metal hot end is if you're printing high temp plastics, because the all metal is actually worse for normal materials because it's more likely to clog. What happens is a normal Bowden tube goes right down to the tip, and since it's all the way down to the tip, when your filament cools off, it's inside a PTFE tubing, which is like Teflon basically. It'll just absolutely allow it to come back out.
slide right back out.
Yeah, it just
Right.
slides right back out. Whereas if you're using an all metal hot end, it'll actually fuse in that side of there and stick to the metal, and then you
Yes.
My
have
grass
issues
whisk is
with
what's on mine. Agreed, clogs a lot.
now I even
Yeah.
tried like the Big Tree Tech knockoff Micro Swiss, and I have both, right? I've got the Micro Swiss is $180, and I got the $40 Big Tree Tech it's a clone, right? They copied the design, but Big Tree Tech
My
was a
MG has
piece
never
of
clogged.
junk. It would like leak out of the heat block. It was just the tolerances weren't as good, and you could tell major differences in the CNC work that was involved in creating them. Micro Swiss is great. Again, one of the best hot ends on the market. But do you need all metal for normal printers? No, you don't. And do you need direct drive for TPU? No, you don't.
That's
So
awesome.
There you go.
I like the Easy R extruders. They're like $35, and it is the best for TPU. It's the only extruder that I've ever tested that is actually made for TPU. It's got like a channel that locks the TPU, and so it can't wiggle out the sides. It can't like escape around the gear. It just forces it through.
Oh
And then
man, that's awesome.
if you do clog up your hot end and there's nowhere for the TPU to go, it'll just skip instead of destroying the TPU or wrapping itself up or any of that garbage.
Golly, that is amazing.
Let me do this giveaway
better.
here real quick, and we will.
Thank you for sharing.
We will. Let me share this screen, and who knows? I may do another one by the end of the screen. But let's pick a winner.
See who it is.
8-bit FPV.
Yeah,
Congratulations. 8-bit, reach out to me, shoot me a
At
DM
8-bit
on
FPV
Instagram,
has won,
and send me your address, and I'll send you the goods. Also, tell me what color
Congrats,
and what
8-bit.
voltage
Oh,
LEDs
yay.
you want. I'm assuming
Congrats,
you want
8-bit.
5 volts because you're a whoop
Insta.
dude.
Yay.
But
Nice.
you tell me.
Gotcha, man. Cheers, 8-bit.
Congratulations, 8-bit. Couldn't
Yeah.
happen couldn't happen to a better guy.
5 volt.
And I'm sorry that I got to send you this DJI hat, but
Teal
I
light
can't wear it.
color. Congrats.
That's great.
If you need it, I have a sticker you can put on that hat.
Teal is
very similar to this one.
Teal is this one right here. It's ice blue is what you want, 8-bit. The blue right here is like really intensely
DJI
blue.
with
It's
analog
actually got
log.
a ton of UV in it, but the light blue right here, cool blue, that's what you want.
All right. Let me, while I'm thinking about it, while we got people on here, I reached 3,000 subs, and then I lost 10 subs.
Wait up. Oh.
And then I'm back over 3,000 subs.
Woohoo! Congrats again.
Yes.
So I've given away 2 things.
Was it Johnny's alien? Robotic arm and hand.
I am gross. You should have got your motors and shirt shipped out. Scott, you should have your painless 360 and sticker pack. All that should be sent out to you. And I have not made the video yet for the FPV car. We'll try to do that this week. But there was another giveaway.
Yes,
that
thank you
was
so much.
on the Discord, and it was for channel members. And
I'm actually wearing my shirt.
That's it. Well, Casey's wearing the same one that you're wearing. This one was the Teespring one. That's not quite as good as the newer ones, but
got the proper transparency on the upgraded shirt.
That's correct.
Definitely.
That's correct. Professionally done.
I know a thing or two about making t-shirts.
Yes, they're really nice. Do you now?
I have been trying to make a new design every single month, and I constantly drop new FPV shirts.
Let me make and check something real quick here.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. So the giveaway. I mean, I said by today's stream that members needed to comment in the giveaway section, and here you are. Here's a list of the names. never really
At
used
8-bit
this.
FPV, at FhatPastor, at FlyHigh FPV, at Night Train FPV, at Scott Hendricks, at Jeff Russell, at Mike Bergman, at Oops
Oh,
FPV,
sup,
smiling
Technique?
face with
Hey,
sunglasses.
All right.
buddy.
Yep.
Hey.
Call me hand gesture.
All
Damn,
right.
that's a nice
Hey,
shot,
hey,
yo.
brother.
Tech.
How is technique? Let me see how I can spin this so you guys can see the list of the people. And this is for the Mobula 8 analog.
Whoa, we're giving away a whole drone?
Where is that?
Giving away a whole drone. Giving away a whole drone.
Wow.
If I can figure out how to get this thing, I guess control plus enter, right? There it goes. Here we go.
Good luck,
Thanks,
people.
He was like, yes, good luck, everyone. Oh.
John O'Connor, Iron Mask.
Congratulations.
Lucky man. He's won a few things
Yes.
from me. Yes. John, if you're watching, this was the giveaway for the Mobula 8 analog.
07 Technique.
That's
Noise man.
awesome.
So
Iron Mask Bro.
this is yours. Contact
up,
me at this here. You've contacted me before. I think I got your information, but contact me again just so I get a lot of emails. So this is yours, lightly used, and it'll go out in the mail
Congratulations.
probably
That's John O'Connor,
Monday before it goes out in the mail. But congratulations and thank you to everybody who was a part of that, to all of the channel members. If you want to know how to be a member, it's in the description below. You can, down below, if you're watching on YouTube, you can say join. And there's things for
Congrats, Iron
members.
Mask.
And
Thanks to you all, man.
I appreciate everybody. You guys make
Dave,
this
Joe
possible.
Stan did a couple of community logo shirts back in the day. Might be a design idea for the future.
Community logo shirts?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
And like everybody's logo on one shirt.
Hey,
everybody's logo. That's a great idea.
Hey,
Yeah.
are you good at making logos? Because I've noticed you're good at making things.
I am not a graphic designer, honestly.
Okay.
You know who I recommend if you need a logo design is Dogwood Graphics. He makes really, really cool logos. Definitely my top recommendation is Dogwood. And you got to be careful because there are so many like esports logo spammers that are specifically targeting the FPV community right now. They take an app on Android and they take your name and they take a picture and they like cartoonize your photo and then make a super generic logo and it looks like all the other esports logos. And then these guys actually rip off legit logos. Like I've seen them take a legit logo designed by Dogwood, rip it off, and post it on their
trying to get me to use them
on their feed to try and show like this is one of the things that we created, and it's like they just scammers. So be wary. Definitely recommend Dogwood though. He's a member of the community and he's got a huge Dogwood Graphics with an X.
There you go. That's what I needed. Awesome. That's great. See, I've never even heard of him.
I don't even remember where the dude is. I just constantly see his stuff over the last 7 years, and it's always good. He always makes really good. He just did one this week for Real Boy FPV. Yeah. It's got like this kind of it's Pinocchio, right? But he's got his face is his face reminds me kind of like
on Instagram he did my character
like
logo.
Harley Quinn.
It cost me almost
Harley
500
Quinn
Canadian dollars
or something. Oh, it cost almost $500. Whew! He's good though.
I'll do my own.
I'm not a customer myself. One of my customers actually designed my logo. I have very simple needs though, because I want to be able to 3D print my logos. So like, I put them on the back of every T-shirt. So every T-shirt's got the logo on it. And then I've started putting. Oh, this is a really dirty print, but I've started putting them on all my prints too. Everything that I design. Man, this is super dirty, but it even says FlyHigh FPV right through here. On the edge. This is so dirty though. Concrete does that.
Awesome. See, that would be the idea too, is to have a simple logo, especially if you ever want to implement it in a 3D print.
Our friend at Danzilla the Terrible does decent logos. He did my classic new circle logo as
great ideas. Wait, what's that?
Danzilla the Terrible.
He did my classic
decent logos. Yeah.
I think that he might have hit me up once before in the past.
Yeah, find somebody in the community is my recommendation. There's a lot of talented people out there.
Yep.
You
I have
said
a friend in California that made mine. Well, first,
Yes.
Philippe in.
Did I won something?
Yeah, John, you
Spain.
did. You won.
Yes, you did. You
Yes.
won, brother.
A whoop,
You-
dude.
You
A whole
won the
drone.
Mobile 8. Yep.
Congratulations, brother. A new
Let me show you.
Mobile 8.
Let me
But
show
they
you
are
what you
amazing.
won.
It is an amazing
I'll be
quad, brother.
right back, guys. I got to grab some water.
Not 8
No
All right.
problem.
That's what you won, John,
It's a truly
Whoop,
amazing
whoop.
quad.
from the members giveaway. You've messaged me
That's-
before. Just go ahead and message me
Great.
again, and I'll get that shipped out to you. Probably Monday before I get it shipped, but
Grass
I'll
Iron
get it shipped
Master.
out. So yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
congratulations.
congrats.
I'm so happy for you. And it is an amazing machine, flying machine too. I know you'll enjoy it.
And that was the first name wheel that I did, guys.
It is. It was.
It
And,
was
Got
the
some parts for that warbit.
and a big one at that. Got some parts
No,
for that.
JK. Maybe.
Maybe. Hell, not joking. Maybe. That's great. We all know you're not joking a bit. He said, I won as well.
I won
Great
as well.
stream.
Great stream at PhatPastor.
That's great. Yeah, off axis, sure. Right on.
Amen.
We're all winners. We're all winners if you're on the stream. And even if you're not.
Except for
No.
Jarvis. He
Yeah,
could be
Jarvis.
smart sometimes.
Marty Farty had a party.
See,
Jarvis, that's exactly the kind of stuff that's going to get you into trouble.
Yes.
Marty, a thumbs up for such a great
Didn't we
party.
program you better than that? I thought I programmed you better than that.
yes.
Yeah. The giveaways are so great, though. The odds in the FPV community to win something are so ridiculously high. It's like, we had 7 people enter. We had 12 people enter. Like, dude,
Yeah.
if you and
1 in
you
12.
and you did 3 of those giveaways tonight. So
That's
now you're
foul
at
language
a
jargon.
Yes.
1 out of 4 chance of winning.
And
Right.
also, anybody in the chat, if you can't see this, is FlyHigh's own little personal tool set. You should get a set if you don't have them. They are great. It comes with every single size you need, M2, M3, M5. And it's
But
got the...
Casey was dissing on him for not putting any hardware inside the handle.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, if he would include hardware, I'd have paid another $20. I'd have paid $40.
I won a FlyHigh gift card on Edron's stream.
And then, of course...
Time face with stuck out tongue.
And then, of course, it
Roll on that
includes
stream.
the nut wrench, of course. So, and that
Yes,
is...
that's right. You
cool.
did. That's right. Marcel did win it.
What he's talking about is that inside
I guess in
Oh, yeah.
high
tool,
class
you can
winner,
put your
ice
hardware in
pink
there.
heart shape.
So when you got your prop tool in your hand, you have prop nuts in your hand at the same time. And when you have your M2 and you drop that M2 in the bando, then bam, you've got one in your hand already.
Yes.
But no, I haven't started preloading them yet. I recommend just grab a smattering of screws that are the appropriate size and put them in there. So your 1.5 has already got cam screws, and your 2.0 is there with a variety of sizes.
The channel. Oh man,
King Geek, how's it going, brother?
Just stopping in to say hi during halftime. I kinda miss football.
I've already got 2 of them.
All right, brother.
Well,
Thank you for swinging by, King Geek.
He says he kind of missed football.
Yeah.
I'm not a golfer.
I'm not a golfer.
That's great. That's just great. Well, welcome
I actually threw away a signed Titans helmet today. Just put it in the dumpster.
Yes, we did. It actually hurt a little bit because my little brother he probably did turn over in his grave.
Ain't got time for it. All of it.
Yeah, but what it may be connected to, my brother was probably like, good job. I'm proud of you, bro. You did go back and get that out of the dumpster.
Casey wanted. I thought you can dumpster dive if you want to. I just got time.
Dude, FPV seriously took me out of the video game scene in a hardcore way. I was playing a lot of games.
Yes.
And now I fly drones.
Same here, man. It seems about the same.
Yep. Yep. Gentlemen, I'm gonna minimize myself and let you guys take a few things.
All right.
Alrighty then. He missed. So yeah, very exciting about the opportunity there is of being able to come up anytime I fly with you. That is just, it's like I'm already in my car right now driving down there. You just
Come
don't
on,
know
dude. Get here by
That's
Saturday. We have
yeah.
a local group that I organize on Instagram, and it is like there's like 50, 60 pilots in there now.
Wow.
And it's fantastic because everybody can just go there for help. Everybody can go there for meetups, and it's not just Birmingham; it's like all over the state.
All over.
And it's fantastic because people, they're dropping pictures and posts and clips of where they're flying, and I'm like, ooh, I want to fly that. Can you drop a
Yes.
pin? And then we're all sharing pins, and next thing you know, I'm like, hey, what are you doing Saturday? Can I come your way? Or they'll come my way, or we'll go all the way out to Atlanta sometimes. All the deep south events we try to roll out together, like Minefield and Castle Crash and stuff like that. Yeah. Beham band hose is what we call it. Not bandos. Band hose.
Come on, you know that one. Tanik knows that one.
Tech is in the group. He knows what's up.
That's right. I didn't actually get to fly, or I didn't fly. I could have flew that day at Minefield. I flew the day before, though, before all the DJI got there and got to blowing us out of the sky.
I didn't get to fly much Saturday, but on Sunday
Yeah.
I shut the shop down and I ripped a good 15,
Did you?
20 packs. Yeah, it was fun. So much
That's
fun.
awesome.
I put together a pretty nice edit this year too. Man, I had one crash where I flew all the way up to the top, launched myself way up above the water tower and up above the fire towers, and then I dived straight back down. And my plan is to fly down low over the pipe and under the boat. And as I'm coming down, I clip a power line. It's like a guide wire that's right over that pipe. I clip that thing full speed coming out of the dive, and it sent me spinning off. I think the quad goes just spinning into the minefield, into this mass of metal, and ends up right about the time where I catch it, like I've got control and it's no longer going to spin. I see the wall of a big metal structure and I just smash right into it. It's like so brutal. But again, I didn't break anything. I just kept going. Man.
You still didn't break nothing?
Nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Dude,
is that the Armaton? Was that the
yeah.
Armaton frame?
And
Yeah.
I do break a lot of stuff. Like if you look at the front of this, the titanium cage on the front is like not square anymore. It looks like somebody punched it in the jaw and it got all jacked up.
Yeah.
But it keeps my cameras alive. That O3 air unit camera is like $109, and I have broken none of them. I've been flying it nonstop since November, December when it came out last year.
Yes, 8-bit.
Yeah.
It haven't stopped. And yeah, like Zach says, lifetime warranty.
So yes, lifetime warranty though.
Oh, it does have a lifetime warranty. That's
yeah,
right. I've seen that on the
times
side.
as you can break it. They just keep sending you more carbon and more titanium.
And also, 8-bit thanked you for taking the Scourge out to Castle Crash with you. He said,
oh yeah, man,
to you.
Awesome. Yeah, it was fun. I don't know who we gave it away to, but somebody got them. He sent 2 quads out, man. Really, really dope. It's amazing seeing how much support we got for Castle Crash this year. It was our 2nd year doing it. It's a completely non-profit, community-driven event. It's like 5 or 6 guys are like, let's throw a party in the woods with drones on drones in a medieval village, and it is just grown,
in a medieval village.
Grown. So this
awesome.
year we actually got $10,000 worth of prizes donated. It was so crazy.
It's amazing.
There's like, again, you talk about giveaways and the odds in the FPV community. There's like 100 dudes there and $10,000 worth of prizes.
Oh my gosh!
There you go.
That is great.
The warranty usually takes me about 6 days to get a replacement in the mail. You have to send them pictures of your frame and a little sheet of paper that has all the details on it of like what you broke. And then I always asked for Pyro Drone fulfillment. And if Pyro Drone has the parts in stock, then they ship the parts from Pyro. So it's usually about 5-6 days. Now, if you have to get it from, they were based out of Taiwan, then it would be like 20 days. But they actually have just moved to the United States. They're in the process of moving right now. They moved to Oregon State, and that is going to really drastically improve things again. I don't think they'll need to do fulfillment via Pyro at all. They'll just be able to do it all in-house, is my assumption. They're actually shut down right now. They shut down in like August, and they haven't opened back up yet. And I'm expecting them to open their doors any day. I've been talking to them on the back end, and they're super, super close. But they've got like this whole CNC shop, and all their production, every piece of equipment they moved from China to here. So it's taken some time to make all that happen and set it all up. But I can't wait to get them going again, because I don't know a single other company that has a lifetime warranty on their frame. Impulse RC. Impulse is great. They're one of my other brands that I like. They have a 2-year.
They have been around for a long time. They're keeping that in China.
Oh, they're keeping the custom. They also have what they call Armaton Productions. And Armaton Productions is like, you have your own frame and you want to cut like 8 bits. They will cut it for you and send all your stuff over to you.
That's awesome.
Now,
what about now? They sell that on RDQ as well. The Armaton, they sell it on RDQ as well, and then they say you got to go through Armaton for your replacement or whatever. But how are you about RDQs, like buying stuff like that through RDQ?
I haven't bought anything from RDQ in about 6 years.
Oh wow! So you just use like Pyro Drone, and then your store.
I use FlyHighFPV.com.
You said Pyro Drone.
He said it. He said it earlier.
I use Pyro for my fulfillment of my warranty replacement.
Oh,
right, for his warranty fulfillment. He said everything else that Dave needs, he orders and puts on his store. He's like, I need a motor. I'm buying 100.
Brain fart.
That's exactly it. I haven't shopped at Race Aquas or Pyro in a long time.
Or anywhere. You've got your own store. That was a silly question. I don't know why I asked you that.
But yeah,
I'm so sorry.
No, dude, I like those two companies a lot. I think that they're some of the best, other than, obviously my store.
Other than yours.
Those two in particular are really, really good. They're always fast. They are based out of the community. Solid companies. I definitely recommend them too. Now, there's some other companies that I would probably steer or clear of. I'm not going to name names. Amazon, I'll name that one.
Amazon.
Don't buy your FPV parts from Amazon.
Oh yes, right.
There's. I'm going to say any names, but there's one that was a big name that their warranty has just went to crap. I'm not going to name any names, but it was. I was surprised at how bad it was. So I haven't ordered anything from years.
Zach says he likes the FlyHigh packs. This is a battery I partnered with China Hobby Line to produce. It's the FlyHigh Green pack, and what it is it's the original China Hobby Line black had these terrible jackets. The jackets were like super thin PVC.
This crap.
The first time you would hit, it would just crack and break off. So I was like, crap. How much is it going to cost to get a thick ass rubber jacket that's going to protect my battery on there? And they're like, it's not going to cost anything, Dave. Like, deal.
There you go. Deal.
Oh man, that's amazing. See, you're talking about this right here.
I sell this battery. Yeah. That junk.
Because I need some
batteries for $20. Yes. If you buy one of them, it's $20. If you buy 4 of them, you get $1 off each battery. If you buy 10 of them, it's $2 off of each battery. If you buy 20 of them, it's $3 off each battery. That's $60 in saving. That's 3 free batteries when you buy 20. And I offer that sale every day of the year. Every day is Black Friday. I started that sale on Black Friday 3 years ago, and I was like, why am I going to turn this off? We're just going to keep it going.
Right.
And so I have no like legit been running the Black Friday battery sale for 3 years nonstop without stopping it. It's just constantly on sale. So the batteries are cheap. 4S 1500 is $1750 at full price. $1450 if you're buying a full stack. $1450 for a 5-inch battery. It's dope. $20 for a 6S 1100, and the 1300s are 2250. Just cheap. You know, if you go to some of those other stores that you may have mentioned, the same black batteries with the inferior casings are going to be $30.
Yeah, or 40.
Or yeah, and so I
paid $45 for mine at one point.
Yeah, the Greenhorn, I have not been able to push it into the whoop stuff yet.
Here. Just tough. Yeah, I fly the 6S 1100 I get about 5 minutes of freestyle out of them on my 5-inch. Can't beat it for $20.
If I go into a completely different market like that, I'm going to be spending that again to get situated for that other, and I don't have another $200,000 to be honest.
Got to sell some more products. Go to his website, order some T-shirts.
Yeah, but I do sell tools. I sell all the stuff that goes around the FPV. I sell chargers, all that goodness. So while I don't have TinyWhoop frames and TinyWhoop boards yet, that may be coming in the future. I think really the next thing for my site, like I said, I got everything 5-inch there. I think the next thing for me is like 2.5, 3-inch, somewhere in there. I think that's really keeping it freestyle, keeping it unducted. Keeping it where I can bash it into concrete. I think that might be the next thing. I'm not scared of remote ID. I don't think that's going to change the way I fly whatsoever. I don't think the weight limit makes any difference to me at all.
In candy or random little bits. I think at FlyHigh FPV should put a random item like that, maybe a bag of chips. LOL.
Dude, I do stickers in all my packages. Lots and lots of stickers. And the more stuff you buy, the more stickers are in there. And I used to do little TPU
over at your shop.
TPU grips that I would sell for like your SMAs, and I would just throw the TPU grips in with every order to be my little random weird thing that I was tossing in. But I eventually just dropped it and just focus on what people need, what they ordered. If you want, I ain't doing the munchies though.
Is this the RGB LED strips you were talking about? That's solid.
Yeah, that first one is the solid RGB. And the one on the right is also RGB. Those are your gate lights on the right. But these right here
on the right
are the ones I invented. They're only 4 millimeters wide. They run on 5 volts, or you can get a 3 to 4S version or a 6S version as well. And they drive via either Betaflight chip or a Bluetooth Wi-Fi chip.
Which is awesome.
So this is what I would need right here for TinyWhoop, right?
Yep. That's it. Only $18 for a half a meter. If you get a meter and a chip, it's $25. And you can cut the strips up into little short pieces if you want. There's cut lines that you want to cut on every 5 centimeters. On the RGB, it's every 33 millimeters. So it's just over an inch long. You can cut it.
Okay. So, but you don't need the chip. Do you need the chip for it to just go between the colors?
You do.
You go into the V.
The chip is what's going to drive it and control the colors that it produces. If you go without a chip, you can hardwire it to a specific color, but that's dumb. You should just get a single color if that's what you want. Really, what people want is they want controllable, and in order to control it, you add the chip. So
it comes with a single chip for Betaflight, right?
Yep.
That's what I need for it to be able to cycle just between the colors.
Yep, you can do rainbows and all that. Right now, I'm doing tricks with loops in order to make rainbows, but Betaflight 4.5 is adding a rainbow button to the LED panel.
I can't wait.
I've been talking to them for a long time about that, and I finally got them to do it.
I'm so glad.
I'm so appreciative, and I'm trying to get them to do even more. I want them to do even more. The fully addressable ones, Droney Baloney, are the one on the right. They're the 2812 50/50 strips, but they're 10 millimeters wide. So they're great for gates, X-Class, stuff like that, planes, all kinds of stuff. But what's really special about the LEDs that I designed myself is just how tiny they are. They're only 4 millimeters wide. The 3 to 4S stuff is 2.7 millimeters wide. It's crazy small. Crazy small. It's all got 3M adhesive backing on it, so it sticks right down. I will reinforce it a little bit in pinch points with zip ties. And my 2812 stuff he's looking at there is all fully waterproofed and encased in gel.
That's
So
awesome.
you're making gates and stuff like that. You can leave them outdoors. I've got gates in my own yard that I just leave set up. I don't ever take them inside or anything.
That's awesome.
You just go out there and plug a battery into it and fly through it at night, right?
I got a 18650 tray on it, and I just take a single 18650 tray and plug it in. It's a 5-volt stuff. It works great in the evening and at night. It's so right.
Oh yes, for real.
The strips themselves, though, are what I call daylight bright. If you're not sticking them inside of something, they're so intensely bright in the day. It makes it fantastic for chasing or following people. I'm an entrepreneurial sort, so I use them to make money. And I'm not talking about in the store. I'm talking about when I go to the drift track and I'm doing 107 work. I'll go out to the drift track and I'll light all my quads up with green. I'll put on my green t-shirt and I'll take a fistful of my green stickers, and then I'll chase drift cars all day long with the bright green LEDs. I'm in their bumper. I'm in their windshield. They can't not see me, right? Those drivers know that I've got the shots because they see the quad. They know immediately who's flying it because it's the green one. And then at the end of the night, I'll walk around the parking lot with a lit quad in my hand. Like, it's so intensely bright. I'll just walk around with that and the fistful of stickers and just shake people's hands, tell them how awesome their cars were. And then if they want footage, they can hit me up and I'll be happy to provide them with raw footage. I made like $1,300 one night just walking around the parking lot after flying all day. And it's like, dude, I love doing it. I'm laughing and smiling and having a great time flying. And then at the end of the day, I get paid.
That's great.
You know, if you what's the old saying? If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
I'm telling you, dude.
So cool.
And you go fly, make $1,300 in a day, and it's like, well, wonder what drone I'm buying tomorrow. Well, maybe drones. Which drones am I buying tomorrow? You know,
yeah.
It's just so empowering to be able to just do more.
Flew that today, buying that tomorrow.
And my previous experiences chasing drift cars without the LEDs, I might make like $300, $400, something like that. But the first question they would ask me when I didn't have the LEDs was, "Did you get any footage of me?" And it's like, yeah, I was chasing you all day. But when you got the LEDs on your quad, they don't even ask. They know. Like, I have the green quad in my hand so you can see it, so that you know it was me.
Yeah.
There's no question in their mind. They know. It burns a hole in your retinas, man. You can't unsee it.
That's it. You know,
that's great.
My wife asked me one time. She's like, why do you put all the LEDs on your quad
if he has taken note of the
when you can't even see them when you're flying?
Get some footage of his run.
I'm like, why does a woman wear lipstick when she can't see it when she's wearing it?
Right.
Because everybody else can see it, and everybody else sees my amazing LEDs or lipstick.
The kids in the park go wild, man. It's like there's just droves of them following the drone. It's like they love it so much.
Right.
And if you're flying with other pilots, like I try to meet up and fly with other pilots every week. I fly solo like 5 days a week, and on the weekends I'm hanging with the dudes. And just being able to see where the other pilots are is amazing. You pop up, you turn 90 degrees, and you can immediately see somebody and know who it is, because it's the bright orange quad. That's got to be Kong. The bright blue one. That's got to be White Fox. Purple. It's like I just know immediately who I'm looking at. It's so powerful to be able to see them like 2 miles away and be like,
oh yes,
there's Tinkerbell in the sky. I know exactly which direction to go. It's so fantastic.
That's
I
awesome.
can't stop. And then being able to do stuff like putting them into the skids to where they're more durable has just really helped take it to the next level. Because I was putting them on originally, I would do the whole quad like this, where I would light up everything, and then I started destroying so many LEDs. I was like, I need to like find more durable ways to build them so that I wouldn't destroy so many. And then
can we infuse this into the carbon?
This is amazing. It looks infused into the carbon almost.
It's glued onto the carbon. Does that count?
It's glued
Sorry,
on.
guys, you last night.
See, that is awesome.
Take care, Jeff. Hopefully, man, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
come by and fly with us. We'll be there for most of the day tomorrow. We'll be set up for the race probably
I wanna
around
know about
6
them
o'clock.
transparent skids.
So,
Is there
yep.
an actual channel you fish the strip through?
Yes.
Dave, I watch a handful of car dudes on YT and I am always seeing FPV quads now in their videos at the tracks. Freedom Factory must hire FPV pilots for the track.
Most of those tracks let pilots in for free because they give you what's called a media pass. So they might be charging a spectator $50 to come in, and they might be charging a driver $300 to come in and drive. But they want pilots, they want cameramen, and they're used to is dudes with long photo lenses and tripods taking pictures of cars, and they get stills. But for them to be able to get that 3D footage of people actually chasing, it just blows their minds. The track I fly at is usually freelance, so we don't pay anything to get in, and then we can sell our footage to anybody that we want to. It's completely open. I know other guys that work for tracks, and they get paid to be there on site, and they provide footage for anybody that pays for a photo package. So the driver might be like $300 to get in, and they might pay $300 for a video package, and he just makes sure it all happens. He goes out and says, all right, the red Beamer and the purple Mustang, those are my cars. They paid for me, and anytime they go out on the track, he gets first dibs. But there's people are drifting everywhere, and they all want FPV pilots. There are a couple of places I've been to where they were actually like, nah, you can't fly drones here. And we're like, y'all are dumb.
My mud race video was like
a month
that
later,
at
you come back
FhatPastor at FlyHigh FPV. They didn't know my drone was there because of mud I shoulder had FlyHigh LEDs on it.
Yes, that's another great thing. If you crash out and you have this bright glowing thing on the ground, you're far less likely to get run over.
Right.
They can see this on the track instead of it just being a black thing on the black pavement. And that, I'm telling you, dude, I have drivers just pull over and stop the whole track and race just to reach down and grab my drone. Makes such a huge difference. The barbecue bando guys, Team Drone Adventures, have started doing kits with me where I do a Vifly buzzer and an LED for $20, and that way they say their slogan is "Get loud, get lit, don't lose your it."
Drifting, burnouts, drag, monster trucks, plus all the other sports.
Yeah, and the monster truck guys
because it
want
took me while find crashed.
Yeah, helps you find it. The monster truck guys are starting to incorporate drones into their shows.
Great one like that.
We've been chasing the monster trucks with lights like this for so long that the crowds are really getting into it. And they love to see the drones crash too, you know? You bounce off the wheel of the monster truck, that's awesome. They want to see it. And if you're lit, they can actually see you fly across the arena as you bounce away.
Actually in the church, Scott, not out in the field.
So it makes such a huge difference. Drones and what's the name of the guy? He started up a drone race league in tandem with monster trucks, and it's all lit LEDs and lit gates to go along with the monster truck show. Because the monster truck show is just like an eyegasm.
Pancake drone
it's like they usually have monster trucks and dirt bikes and flag girls, and sometimes they shoot a dude out of a cannon and stuff like that. So for them to add like brightly colored drone race, pilots and drones, that's it. Thank you, Greenhorn.
Yeah,
pilots and drones.
Yeah. They got that Bubba Skinner's gonna drop his car from this crane and he's inside it.
Yeah, it's a big show. And Pilots and Drones is taking this with the monster trucks so that not only do they get the FPV footage of the monster truck event, but then they also get the spectacle of the drone race to go along with it. It's a big show, man. It's so much fun. And the Pilots and Drones guy, he goes, the monster truck shows travel all around the country. He travels with them and just sets up shows locally, and he's always looking for local pilots to come out and race. So like he'll reach out and be like, yo, do you know anybody in Mississippi or Oklahoma or wherever, as he's hitting these spots? I'm like, oh yeah, this pilot are in this state, this one in that state, and he'll hit them up and pay them to come out and fly.
Oh man, that is great.
And you get to fly monster trucks.
That is great. Oh man,
So much fun. Get your Part
That's a
107
dream.
license
Unstop
if you haven't.
FPV now.
It's
We
so
hit
worth it.
88 Mark E.
It's starting to become more and more appealing.
And I
That's
didn't pay
right.
for a
We hit
course.
88 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I didn't pay for a one of those classes or
Monster
anything.
trucks.
I watched the what's his name, Chelsea Northrup. I think that's his name. The Tony and Chelsea have this whole camera show that they do on YouTube, and it's like a husband and a wife. And his whole thing is he teaches a whole video. It's like 2 hours long on Part 107 test prep. Tony Northrup is his name, and it's great. It's like 2 hours of compact, every question that he can think of that's on the test. He just goes through all the details and tells you what you need to memorize, and she teaches you real basic stuff. It's a great like cheat sheet for the 107. The only thing it's not included in it is the new stuff. He doesn't have any of the recurrent information. So the stuff about the remote ID and the stuff has all come since he made that video, and you'll need to learn that information elsewhere. But I did that. I watched his video and I took practice tests that were free online, free multiple choice practice tests until I could get an A on the practice test. Basically, memorize the questions, right? Just memorize the questions. Get through that, and then once I had it where I could get an A, I registered for my test.
Photography books.
The test was
I like chase
$100.
drift cars log.
You get tons of time. They give you a book with a whole key and all the maps and stuff in it. So as long as you can decipher a key and a map, then you can figure all that stuff out kind of on the fly. And the rest of it is just memorization, like how many feet high are you allowed to fly?
Yeah.
We all know
if you
that
can,
one.
if you can dodge a wrench.
Who is
Huh?
responsible for this flight? And it's like always the pilot in command.
Right. Of course.
But memorize that stuff, go take the test, boom, you got your license. It's not hard. Just go get it. Just make sure you're ready before you sign up for the test. Once you sign up for the test, you're going in on an appointment, you're taking your test, and you're going. But there's tons of classes too, like Remote Pilot 101, and they'll give you like a lifetime membership. And Ken Heron's even got a discount code.
Right. He gave me a shirt. He gave me a shirt. It says it straight across the front. Remote Pilot 101. I love it. I actually wear it quite often.
Marty.
Yep. Whatever you got to do for your study method, do it. But just go get that thing, man. It's so worth it. So worth it.
Really.
I paid for my class. I just never got it.
Yeah, I hear mixed things about it. Like, don't get it. You can't do this if you do, and then do get it, or you can't do this if you don't.
I'm just afraid it's gonna turn into a job for me.
Well, that's
I really don't want it to.
That's kind of where I'm headed towards.
See, I'm on the opposite end of it. I do what I love to do, and
I'm like, stop calling my drones a hobby.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's our toys.
It's my life. It's my lifestyle,
mm-hmm.
not my hobby.
It's not. It's so much more than a hobby.
It is.
It's a lifestyle, a profession. It's an addiction.
It is, and
it's a ministry. I bet you hadn't heard that one.
The Trust ID is not a pilot's license. It doesn't allow you to do any kind of commercial use. What Trust is for recreational use. It basically tells you that you know the very basics of drones and that you're not going to do something really dumb.
Mm-hmm.
They do,
and everybody's supposed to have that.
Yeah.
Yes. I've even got one.
It's really easy. It's one of those questionnaires that you can't fail. Like you hit the wrong answer and it's like, no, dummy, you should probably use this one. Go back.
It's multiple choice. Here's 4 answers. Wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong.
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 Yeah.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Okay, click next to proceed.
Yes. Yes. It is. It's great.
I got a permit.
Click A to proceed. Yeah.
If you can't pass it, then you probably shouldn't be.
You can't read.
Then you just can't read. Yeah. They said if you can't stand the height, then there are drones going out to help find hunters down deer. Yeah, I didn't hear it say that a minute ago.
And
if you're going to read it, you got to put it out there.
In Alabama, you can even legally scout with a drone if you're hunting. You're not allowed to shoot while the drone's still in the air, but they consider scouting with the drone the same as scouting from a truck.
Huh.
Yeah. Now I know a lot of people that will use their. Actually, I sold an Autel Evo to a guy I go to church with because he had watched a video where farmers, and he's got cattle, herd their cows with the drone. They started having the drone follow the tractor when it would go to get hay or feed or whatever it was, and the cows learned that whenever they hear or see the drone, that if they follow it, there's food. So he can sit on his porch and with his drone just go to one field and move all the cows over to another field.
That's awesome. And you didn't have to train a dog.
Didn't have to train a dog, Don't he said,
And he's having fun while doing it.
You get the electric gates on get the electric motors on your fence that run off the solar panel. He's like, I just push a button and the gate will open and the cows will go over and I push a button and the gate closes to bring the drone in and I go back in the house.
That is awesome.
See, I'm waiting for somebody like Dave here to invent an FPV mower.
Yes.
So I can sit on this 60-something inch TV over in my recliner and mow my lawn.
Dude, do you really want that though? Like, have you seen the automatic Husqvarnas and stuff?
Yeah, but
they've got them where they have a docking station, and they just it's just like a Roomba. It docks and recharges back out.
I've actually seen. We've got some close.
My buddy has one, and it drives every day. It cuts his yard
every day.
Every day.
Yeah, but they get stuck. And I watched the video about the Husqvarna one.
It wouldn't work in my yard. I'm on a hill, like.
Yeah, I watched the one on the Husqvarna one, and it was like, it was going to run over my dog. His dog was like laying there, like, the thing's coming, and it's not stopping, and he had to like interrupt it or whatever.
The drone didn't last 30
but still, I don't want the Roomba mower because I want my yard to be mowed, and then it's mowed, and then I'm done with it for a while. I have an acre and a half, so at an 8-inch Roomba mower, man, that thing, I don't think it would ever get it completely good.
They have to bump into something.
But get one of those push mowers with like a 24-inch cut on it and put some wheelchair motors on the back of it and an FPV camera on it. With a head tracker or something.
I'm definitely at the point where I just don't want to be in the yard mowing. I don't want to have to do it anymore. I'm getting
he's flying around concrete now, not grass.
Yeah.
Your Ali voice is weird.
You're not getting grass no more, are you?
No. I used to get green.
My AI voice is weird. Did it change? Let me see. I'll make sure it didn't change.
Yeah, I still get green props every now and then.
Oh yeah. Yes.
I still do too. I mean, I do a lot of woods flying too. And my yard is all grass, and I fly here.
Yes.
Usually 5 days
it's
a
the
week.
Same voice. It just changes when it.
Assigning a voice to each of us, Lo.
There's a couple different voices.
Funny sounding, but mine sounds 8-bit.
Yeah, we're all different. We're all different. Yeah, not all of us, but most of us are different.
Huh?
Either faster, slower, high pitch, lower pitch, mid pitch.
I think Dave's was the one that sounded so cool earlier, wasn't it? It was
his was all like, yes.
Coming to a theater near you.
Yeah. Coming to a theater
Fly
near you.
high.
I sound like I am sitting on my
Fly high papers.
Gimbals.
Gimbals. It said Gimbals.
Gimbals. Yeah.
That's great. Gimbals. Gimbal bells.
Yeah, baby, get ready for some smooth jazz with Barry Manilow.
with Barry Manilow.
That's great.
This robot lady usually high pitch low.
I don't know.
Oh, is it a lady now? I thought it was a dude.
Some of them are ladies.
It's a girl and a guy, isn't it?
It's supposed to be Arthur. That's what it's supposed to be. Yes.
I thought it was
I don't know.
Baby.
Jarvis. Yes. Jarvis.
Well, it's Jarvis, but with the actual setting name.
Come watch.
Oh, so if I have
Jarvis.
Okay. I have personality voices checked, so it will give different personalities for different people.
It's a lot better than it just being one straight voice the whole time. Because I think, yeah, it's a lot better than.
Well, I just unchecked it. We'll see what it sounds like now. Everybody's got the same thing.
It's gonna sound like that now.
I was watching Infinity Loop stream last week. He's got a similar plugin, and people just started trolling the chat like la 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 la. It was like, oh my god, dude.
Why?
No.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I've started it now.
Here it comes.
That was
It's
it.
like,
Thanks for the example.
Yeah, you know what that is? 8-bit is sending a signal home. That's exactly what he's doing.
yeah.
So
Phone home.
Beam me up.
E.T. phone home.
what does it sound? What does this sound like? The chat is saying here.
It's just
Crap.
it all sounds the same now, pretty much.
Well, nobody heard it because you
My
just talked.
video hit 420 views today. https://youtube/mb388mw0i.
No,
That must be the video with the mountain goats that I saw this week.
Crap.
I've seen
Hey,
off
guys.
axis on almost every stream that I've been on where they're playing videos. It's like
It's crap.
they're all playing that.
Shenanigans.
Have you seen it? He goes way up this crevasse. He's like following a
Mud race
waterfall
video.
up the side of this mountain, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Is that a bear? What is that?" And he gets closer, and there's like a bunch of mountain goats on the side of the hill. And he's like, "Oh, gonna keep on going."
now you kind of
Video.
Go.
I have not watched the mud race yet. I need to. I'll make you 421 views.
Yeah, they're all really fast now, and you kind of can't understand some of them.
Crab, shrimp, squid.
That one was slower.
I don't think he's saying crab. I think he's saying crap. I think he is. I don't know.
Let's see here.
Crab.
Yeah.
Gust of wind. Bomb. Dab time.
Gust of wind bombs.
That's
Dab
right.
Oh. Is there anything?
Boom goes the dynamite.
Boom goes the dynamite, huh?
Oh, I've got something for you. The Rippies. Have you seen first-person television? Sean the Don's wife, Laura, has first-person television. She does a stream every Friday night. And they're doing I think their third year running, where they're doing what they call the Rippies. It's like an award ceremony for FPV pilots. They have a Discord, and they've got 13 categories. And then the 13 categories, you can enter any of the 13. You can enter one video to any of the categories. And they're like micro, rip, best dive, best spang, best proximity. There's 13 categories in all, long range, all sorts of stuff. So there's something there for everyone, and you enter it, get your stuff into their Discord to enter, and then in December they do like community-based voting, and then in January we're going to be meeting up in Atlanta. I think it's January 26th. There's like a dinner, an award ceremony, and everybody comes together. They live stream the ceremony, and then the next day we go and rip backs.
Oh, and what is the Discord called again?
It's first-person television.
Oh, okay.
Definitely one that you need to get in there. Submit tons of prizes. I'm giving away LEDs and rolling papers and stickers to everybody
Thumbs up with
who wins, of course.
Oh,
look, she's in here right now.
Welcome.
Welcome, Reaction.
You are amazing at FlyHigh FPV.
Good evening.
Bro, your ears must be burning, girl.
Hey, girl.
That is amazing.
Reaction and smiling
I
faces.
just summoned her.
You did. Straight up.
Discord.
No, that's this one. That's the one.
Laura, you came right in the middle of the plug. I don't know if you were already here and just listening, but we were thinking about you, and I want everybody to go enter into your Discord and get up in there. Look, there's a link in the chat now to join that Discord.
There you go.
13 categories, so many prizes, so much fun.
Man, I miss bouncing around.
The coolest stream on the internet. Friday. The Rippies.
The home of FPV? That isn't it, is it? No.
That is it.
She been lurking.
That's off axis.
Another Discord for the collection you have.
No, that's it. The one the off axis put, the home of FPV. FPTV.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm already. Oh, yeah.
You're already in there.
I've been a member of that Discord for a while.
Time to get active. Time to submit.
Oh, yeah. It is. You're right. And I'm definitely.
I think you've got
trying my best to get more active.
December. So you got about 1 month to get your entry in. Take a look at the categories, though. There's a lot of really cool stuff.
That's awesome. And my birthday's December 4th, so I'd like to get it in there before then.
Below at reaction end.
Maybe I'll win something for my birthday. That'd be cool.
That would be.
My Discord are like 40 channels long.
I just like doing this stuff. I
Mine
don't care
too,
if I win
John.
or not.
Mine too.
Yes, yes.
I don't
yes,
have.
I'm on too.
I could do this full time and still not do everything I wanted to do.
I could
so much.
completely agree with that.
100
I do this full time.
Iron Mask NSR, because of 3D printing and other hobbies. The 4th of December, nice. Mine is the 14th. D. Everyone has a Discord channel now. LOL.
Yep. Everybody's got a Discord and everybody's got a live stream, right? That's how it goes. Yep.
Well, and a Patreon too, right? Isn't that the next step?
Almost.
Right. No, not yet. But I do have buy me a coffee. But here's the thing. I don't know how to get the money off of it.
No.
Send the money into a corporation black hole, right?
I think that's why it's buy me a coffee. It's black coffee and it's old. I don't have much in there, but I'm like, I've tried. I don't know how I get it. So, if you want to buy me a coffee, that's okay, but probably not. Just other ways. I don't know that I'll ever get it.
People ask me a couple times. Like I do free support all day long, and so people are like asking for ways to donate, and I'm like, dude, just go buy stuff from my website. That's the easiest way. I don't need or tell people what you bought from my website. Like I don't pay for advertising. I'm depending on you guys to tell everybody how awesome my stuff is. So that's it.
That's
and I just
coffee you pay for it.
I've got a tip thing on my site if you want to send a tip,
but it vanished.
But yeah, I don't see the need for it, honestly. I'd rather just get out there and grind.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I've resisted the tipping thing on there, setting that up in YouTube, because a lot of these guys, the last thing you want them to do is put the tip in. So
O3 kits and Vista kits and OG air unit kits, and I just got a box of polar cameras in too. I was doing a lot of night flying at Castle Crash and other meetups I did this year, and I was like, dude, I really needed some night cameras, so I got polars back in stock after
just the tip.
Not carrying them for a while. Anything you need, dude.
That's right.
Anything, and if there's something not on my site and you want it, then let me know, and I'll see if it's something I can carry. I'm surprisingly a vendor for a lot of companies that don't even sell stuff. Like FetTech. I'm a FetTech dealer. I've never been able to buy product from them. Cadix. I'm a Cadix dealer, and I'm an HDzero dealer too, and I've never been able to buy product. But it just depends on the way stuff goes. I try to get as much as I can, but there's only so much money I can spend on drone parts. My wife is surprisingly happy with how much I've spent on drone parts.
Wow. HDzero just doesn't have that much margins.
That's it. That's it. And for me as a vendor to get a 10 or a 15% margin, it just doesn't work. I can't earn anything on that.
Yeah.
But I'll do just about anything. Like O3 air units. I don't make any money on these.
Slightly smiling
face.
JK.
There's a $30 margin in this for me, and that doesn't cover the shipping it costs for me to get it from China.
Oh wow.
So there's like nothing in this, but I carry them. Why? Because I need
FlyHigh
them.
FPV.
Right. Now I'm gonna open up a can of worms here before we close out tonight. And David, anytime I always tell guests that are on here, I have a tendency in most all of the areas in my life to be a bit long-winded sometimes. So if you need to log off and you need to go, just let me know. Send me a private chat or something like that. I told Heads that, and he's like, okay, and he's clicked off. but I want to open up this for discussion, and I already know a little bit based because we from our Instagram chat your thoughts on it. But what are you guys in the chat? And Dave and I and Casey will talk about it here, and we'll listen to your audio on the Walksnail Avatar X goggles. That seems to be the buzz right now, and
The coolest thing is it's got HDMI in and out.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the coolest thing.
Right.
That's my favorite feature so far.
So you could use HDzero on it, couldn't you?
My least favorite thing is that it broadcasts all the time whether or not your quad is on, which is true on the last version of their goggles too, but it's especially terrible if you fly with other people. And then on this version, if you put an analog adapter on, it continues to broadcast digital while you're flying analog.
What? But see, that's the question I got. Where do you put
the
analog?
An analog adapter.
Oh.
And there's
So is there a place to unscrew on the side of it or something to put it?
No way to record.
No,
DVR.
it's got a port.
They remind me
like
of the
a
original
plug-in port for
Cyclops
it.
from Zeman.
Okay, but you can't
Yeah,
DVR.
there's no analog DVR on it.
There's no analog DVR.
Only for the native.
And there's no power button, so
who cares?
Well, that was something that, according to some people, that the hobby really wanted for years, and really now I use it.
The reason it's a thing is because Fatshark refused to put them on for so long. They absolutely refused to do it. They said, no, it's dumb. You don't need a power button. Just plug it in. And they're right.
And it gives another point of failure.
But people like JP had pressured them to like put a power button on. And then they, because it's like, dude, it's a switch. It's like, it's less than $1 part, right? Just to put it on. And then people have the choice.
On the no-look status
but then they ended up with like overcomplicated buttons that have like multiple power modes and stuff. And it's like, dude, what? It's just
and the module that they call the module up there.
No drain.
They make it like it's easily accessible, and it, from what I saw on MadTech's video, it's every bit as complicated as it was to remove it from the other one.
And not only do you have to take the plate off, but then there's a metal heat sink that's spread across it, and you have to remove that to change like the Wi-Fi UFL and stuff.
Right.
The big thing that they're selling on that is the modular upgradability. But like, what's the over/under on
goggles are a box.
them actually
My
releasing a new
Fatsharks are white,
system?
and my Orcas are black. Doing good here, JS.
In 9 months or whatever, versus like a company like Orca, who they got their goggles and they put a custom HD port in it, and they're like, yeah, wait for this new stuff to come out. You'll be able to plug it in. It's gonna be the best latency ever.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 years later, there's nothing.
Yeah, and they asked Tony Cake, and he's like, yeah, we're probably not going to do anything with that.
It'd be nice to have an HDMI input about now, wouldn't it?
Right.
So it is capable of doing everything, pretty much.
No, not everything.
DJI.
No, everything but DJI. Right.
It's in my opinion now. It's right. In my opinion, it's the only thing that comes close now to doing everything that the HDzero goggles do.
Yes.
But they don't. I mean, it's from thing that I saw is it's got like one fan, and by the time Ian was showing the infrared on it, by the time it gets to the other side of the eye, the air that's blowing in to to defog your glasses is hot. It's blowing hot air into your eyes and down on your nose.
Yeah, I saw the nose bridge. It looked like it was all hot.
I was like, well,
No.
maybe for people up in Minnesota that might help because my nose is cold.
Daddy FPV.
But you know,
What up, boys? Layers
That
of
just
latency
tells you
to
the
make it not-
HDzero
Quiet, Daddy.
goggles. HDzero goggles seem like
What's
much
up?
better choice right now until maybe the X2 or something.
yeah. Now I do think the whole what were they called, Krylons or whatever from
Cylons.
Yeah.
Cylons.
Cylons,
If
yeah.
that would have made it do that right there, that would have
Yeah.
been cool. But
Yeah,
you know,
that's
but-
pretty cool.
but looking like Cyclops from
Yeah, it's just straight up.
X-Men was
You
kind
can't
of
change it.
weird.
You can change it.
Can
It's
you?
3 colors.
Yes.
Red,
Yeah.
blue, or green.
Yeah, you can change.
That's
And-
pretty cool.
And you know, there's if it does
You would
take
think it'd
off,
be
there's probably a company that'll make custom LEDs to go around that
Go
for you.
in
They'll
it,
change
yeah.
colors and
Hey,
it
you just
takes
gave him
off.
an idea. Just
If
throw
it
some
takes off.
LEDs.
I'm
You
considering
could
going
just
from
put some
DJI
LEDs that he
to
has
Walksnail
on
X.
your goggles. You could just go ahead and put some that he already has on there.
Nikolai.
Franken toaster.
FPV 2% hold or skim milk.
Zach's thinking about making the jump. To me, I've tried every goggle except for the new X's. I've tried every goggle on the market, and
Mhm.
all of them, $600 goggles, all of them. I still think the best goggles on the market are about $319. It's the DJI V2s. They have lower latency than the G2s and the Integra. They run on full 6S battery power, so I can take any pack out of my battery and plug it in and have juice.
So for clarity, the ones you're talking about are the second ones they made.
The
right.
V2s are the older, bigger style, the ones that work with all the systems. They work with
Mm.
Avata, they work with OG air units, they work with the O3 air units and Vistas.
Would it make us look more cool, Marty?
Looks just
or
like
would
the
it make us
V1.
look more nerdy?
The V1 just can't support the new systems. They don't
The
do
DJI
the
V2s is what I have.
other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really, really happy with V2s. I've done a lot
Yeah,
of
good
side-by-side
Go
testing
Nikolai.
versus like the G2s and the Integras as well, where we fly on the parking deck together, and the newer G2 goggles will totally lose video and fall down on the parking deck, and I will fly circles around them, and then I'll continue to fly out the back of the deck and keep going.
Wow.
So to me, range and penetration is like one of the biggest things that's most important to me. Latency is like right there
Cyclone's
with
grinning
it.
face with
You know,
squinting eyes.
I need those
Grinning
two
face with
things:
squinting
low
eyes.
latency and reliable signal to be able to go further into buildings and stuff. And I do 107 work. I'm standing on the side of a mountain chasing mountain bikes. I got to go
Hey brother,
all the way
how are
through
you
the
doing?
forest.
Thanks for joining us
No
at
breakup.
Nikolai.
That's what I want. And for me, people complain about how DJI gets muddy. I love it. I've used focus mode
Mhm.
all the time. I love it because when I get down to the point where I'm starting to get Minecraft
I'm
mode
about
on
to
the
stick a
sides,
set of V1s to
that's
give
about
light
as
to the
far as I
muddles.
need to be going. If you keep
Mhm.
going beyond that, you're going to start having really, really bad latency, and you're going to end up dropping. I don't.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I think that's one of the things that's great about this hobby
You got this.
is that
Those were in the
there
backlog
is
of
so much
shows,
of it
right?
that's subjective.
Yeah.
You know, that, to like for me, the
Tom Servo.
muddiness reminds me of when I was having seizures. But for somebody else, they love it. And
I mean, I don't love the
I'm
mud.
glad.
I want to not see mud, right? But
But
what I love about it is how much further I can go now on 03 before I see mud.
Oh,
yeah.
Like 03 took the range and penetration to the
What's up,
next level.
homie at
Like,
KC Quadtronics?
I flew analog for
Him
6
doing
years.
HDzero
Yes.
Loved
you.
it. It was great. It was really good. I was on TBS Unify VTXs. They were beasts.
Battlestar Galactica,
So good.
AA.
But then I was
They're
always
not
breaking
really good.
VTXs. I find that the digital DJI VTXs are more durable. And just being able to go further is really the big thing. Just being able to go further,
Mhm.
and still see what you're doing, and still be crystal clear. That's the winning ticket for me.
Yes.
See, I started off.
G2, they're 330, 350, and
Yeah.
most of these other goggles are 500, 600.
Yeah.
The new one, what is it? 460. 4 is for
459. Yeah, for the X.
that's a good price. I'm really glad to see it come down. I'm kind of also glad to see them shut Fatshark out. Me and Fatshark go way back, and I loved Fatshark as a great company. They were fully supportive of the community. They had amazing warranty or after warranty or no warranty support. They would just fix your stuff and send it back to you.
Mhm.
And they were making stuff specifically for us, cutting all the latency out any way they possibly could. Loved them. absolutely great company. But when they got bought out by Red
Back in
Cat,
the
it
day.
completely
Pretty
changed the
good, brother.
company.
Thanks for asking.
They no longer wanted to support anything. They just disassociated. They stopped innovating. They stopped trying to do more stuff, and they were just like, well, we're just gonna coast now. And it's like, dude, this is the worst time to coast. DJI's at your heels right now, and they're like, nah, we're just gonna coast.
Yeah,
like,
and me personally, I think they did HDzero dirty.
They did. They did
whole
them
shark
dirty.
bite.
I mean, dropping them and not supporting it.
Regardless of what you think about HDzero, everybody that's met him, and I've talked to him, I have his cell phone number. Carl Zhao is one of the nicest people you will meet in FPV. The guy's just a genuinely great guy, and I just hated to see that, and it's I like what I like about the avatars and Cadix is I like what Cadix is doing. I like how Cadix is trying. I like how they're listening, they're innovating, they're doing things.
Constant
it might not
updates.
it might not be my cup of tea. I've got the module thing, and I don't prefer it, but it might be it might be the best thing for you, Zach. If you were coming from DJI and wanting to get into whoops and smaller things, because you can get that fixed latency on it now, and all of that. And if the blurring never bothered you, I mean, DJI and Avatar has a better image than HDzero. It just does.
Me too.
I mean, that's just how it is. But for me, I was fine. I was fine flying my 7-inch, with a 1 watt VTX in it and crossfire. Fly 2 miles away, almost 2 miles away up here in the woods where I live. And I just, if I want to fly over the trees, if I live where Marcel lived,
it's the VTX
up there in the mountains,
run HDzero on it if I want.
Yes,
I would definitely be more into some long range, but I live here in northern Middle Tennessee, southern Kentucky, and for me to fly long range, I'm flying over trees and ponds and cow fields. And I've had the DJIs, I've had the Alltails, and I have the Alltail Evo Mini or Nano, whatever it's called. Now I can fly that thing 8 miles out if I want to, and it's not like flying FPV, and I don't have mountains to surf and all that. So for me, even 200 watts, I have 300 watt HDzero VTXs I've never put in a quad. Now I've ordered the newer one to be able to put in a 3-inch because I like to fly micros. So
long range on the open range.
And I'm all for companies that will do that will give Dave what he likes to fly, and give Casey what he's liking to fly, and give me what I'm liking to fly.
Oh, Whoopster.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yes. Yeah. I'm new. Well, thanks for stopping by, man.
I've said for a long time, I've said,
throw us a sub there if you would.
I've always said FDJI, and I've farted on every check I've sent them.
Oh no! Oh, he did. He did. He said that, didn't he?
They gave me this hat. And
did you fart on the hat?
No.
You're gonna give the winner peacock.
I
did not fart on the hat.
I bet somebody there. I bet they're like, honey, I don't know why, but I got peacock from work today.
8-bit, listen to me. Hear me, dude. I know you're out in the desert. You can let that thing air out for at least a day before you bring it in and smell it.
That's great.
Do it, Mark. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it, Double A. I'm looking for it.
I'm
looking for it, Double A.
Right? But I love the stuff they make.
Grinning face
like,
with squinty eyes.
It's
Grinning
it's
face
like
with squinting
like
eyes.
a vice, you
Grinning
know.
face with
You don't
squinting
you
eyes.
know it's not the
Grinning
way you
face
should
with
be doing,
squinting
but you
eyes.
just keep doing it
Grinning
because
face
it's so
with
good.
You
squinting
can't
eyes.
help it, right?
Grinning face with squinting eyes.
Yeah, this is
Grinning
great.
face with squinting eyes.
Grinning
know
face
Grinning
with
face with
squinting eyes.
squinting eyes.
This is probably
Grinning face with
compromising my
squinting eyes.
morals a little
Grinning
bit,
face with
but
squinting eyes.
it's
Grinning
so
face with
good.
squinting eyes. Grinning face with squinting eyes. Grinning face with
That's great.
squinting eyes. Grinning face with
I can
squinting
just
eyes.
picture those.
Grinning
I can
face
picture
with
those Chinamen like,
squinting eyes.
we got
Grinning
that
face with
check from
squinting eyes.
FlyHigh.
Grinning face with
Oh,
squinting
smell the
eyes.
American
Grinning
money.
face with squinting
Smell
eyes.
the American
Grinning
money.
face with
It smell like
Grinning face with
Grinning
smell
squinting
like an
eyes.
egg fart. Smells like an egg
Party.
fart.
They,
Lol.
they
I
have
just
grinning
subscribed.
faces or frowning
Grinning
faces with
face.
squinting eyes.
Jarvis. I came up my
Oh,
name
I'm
when the
looking.
Hoopster
I'm
V3
looking.
came out
I'm
lol and I
looking.
had to get the charger too low.
No more smiley faces. I hate smiley faces.
Gust of wind.
With
Gust
squinty
of
eyes.
wind. Gust
You
of
with
wind.
squinty
Gust
eyes.
of wind.
Dust of
I
wind.
had to get the charger too. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Oh,
great.
where is it?
It is
Where
hilarious.
is my peeing on DJI?
It's like, honey, I don't know why.
Stickers.
All I do is take the checks from the thing, but I got pink eye.
You got pink eye.
I don't even go around nobody at work.
You got the
She's like,
stink
well,
eye,
honey,
not the pink eye. You got the stink
you
eye.
got the stink eye.
I've been giving them the stink eye too, man. All of
I
these
call all
vendors,
TinyWhoop as
honestly,
hoopsters.
they be selling me, trying to
Pinky
sell
FPV.
me just
Play the laughing
ridiculous
guy.
stuff. Like I had somebody tell me that
Really
these
low.
ESCs were optimized for these motors and that they were really, really
Stinky.
good for this one specific motor that they make. And I'm like, it's like not even like a good motor. It's like the like bottom end motor that you got there. Can you please explain to me like what you've done to the ESC to make it special for this motor? Because I don't understand. And you know, they're sales girls, so they don't know what they're talking about. They're just regurgitating what they've seen on the marketing, and they go back to their engineers and come back to me and then
Blame
back
on for
and forth.
couple
And
years,
come
especially the
back and they're
off
like, "Oh yeah, it's special programming for the ESC," and I'm like, "Is it still BL-Heli 32?" And they're like, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay, tell me what you've done to the default settings. Have you changed the default settings or what?" And they're like, let me check with the engineers." And it's like, dude, this just like you don't have to make up stuff. You can
Just shut up.
you can
Just
just
shut
like
up.
be honest. Tell me
Shut up and
what you changed from last year.
You're right. If you would just shut up and smell my check. So
Well, you know they didn't, and it's like probably any
Blue Jay, sir.
ESC could run that motor pretty much. It doesn't have to have no special software.
Right.
So,
And it's like, can you just be honest with us, man? Don't lie. Don't make up stuff. We don't need all this double speed garbage. Like we're nerds. Most of us are above average intelligence. Like we're gonna see through the bullshit.
Yes.
We
Yes.
need to know the
Yeah,
truth.
FPV. Right.
And that's all.
Right.
Yes. And that's all. No more. No
Mhm.
bull, nothing. No
If you're
beating
gonna
around
come
the
out with a
bush.
new version every like 2 years or whatever, tell me why. Tell me, like, did you do a new version because you wanted new colors? Did you do a new version because you changed something? Like, I want to know. I really
Yes.
do.
Blue
And,
Jay.
and that's
Real-
it's simple.
Yo DJI.
Real
the
story. We
community
steal
isn't
it. We
stupid.
steal it from factory down street. True story.
Yeah, I mean, if you did
What-
a new
what's
version
the-
in order to reduce weight or to improve the windings or to change the bell design, like that's cool. Explain it. Like tell me what your thinking is and why, and that will help me understand better. And if I need to get this, but like
Yes. Like,
just
what's the
the
first
versions
thing you
and
do
stuff.
when you see an upgrade? What's the first thing you do? You go straight to the specs to see what has been upgraded and what's different, right? You don't go, ooh, an upgrade and buy it. At least some people, at least most of us don't, I don't think.
And
But
the
what we
same
do
thing
is we go
happens
in there.
with digital. With all the videos. There, right now the big thing is 4K, right? Well, I heard Walksnail supports 4K. It's like it doesn't stream 4K. There's no way I'm seeing 4K when I'm flying, bro. Don't make up shit like that. Just don't. We know it's a lie.
Yes, the
Good.
latency at this point in time, the latency wouldn't be. You would know
I
if
had
you
a-
were flying 4K. You would know.
I had an eye doctor tell me that the average American can't see any better than 2.7K anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you know, they also used to say like 1080 was the max you could see, and That just shifts as we get more and more resolution. That number just changes.
Yeah, they keep
Oh.
upping it.
When I've got toddlers in my church that can't talk, but they can work YouTube.
Oh yeah.
That they can't hold a fork to eat, but they can hold a phone and you see them swiping.
That's the problem parenting right there.
Yeah.
As a dad, I can disagree.
That's why this country's going to hell in a handbasket. Y'all remember that?
Oh yeah.
Anybody remember who said that?
In a
My
ham
grandma?
biscuit.
Oh, Ross Perot.
Ross Perot.
How old are you? How are you, Dave?
I remember Ross.
Oh, Ross Perot. That was the first presidential election I got to vote in. When Ross Perot was running against Daddy Bush and Bill Clinton. And my father was a Clinton supporter. And he took me to vote for the first time. And he's like, who you voting for? And I was like, Ross Perot. And he's like, why? I was like, because Dana Carvey is hilarious on Saturday Night Live with him. That was back when Saturday Night Live was hilarious.
Yes.
So, but yeah, he was like, this country's going to hell in a handbasket.
A ham biscuit.
Back in the day. Back in the day.
The parents aren't home nowadays to be with the kids, are they?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm a stay-at-home dad. One of the best
Stay-at-home
parts of
dad.
being working in FPV is I get to spend tons of time with my kid. It's terrific.
Do you homeschool them?
No, we actually send her to a private school.
Oh, okay.
Amen. That is very smart.
I need a break too, dude. I can't do 24 parenting. Like, I don't know how people do it.
It's hard. It's hard.
It is. Man.
Thank you, Whoopster. Thanks so much.
Yeah. I'm a smart dude and I'm pretty well
educated. Thank you, Whoopster.
My wife is smart. She's got a master's degree. But does that make me qualified to teach?
Right.
I don't know. I think homeschooling is great too, especially if you got terrible school systems like we do.
Yeah. Yes.
But find what's good for you and your family.
You seem
and do
like
it.
a cool channel, and I just subscribed.
So some families just can't. Some families just can't do it. I know a lot of young people that they're so in debt that it takes both of them working full time just to support their family. So
yes,
I've always been super frugal. I try to not spend money anywhere I can, and I'm super cheap like that. But also try to recognize value and know that some things are worth paying more for than other things. But always been super cheap and never spent a lot of money. I worked at a bank early on. It was early in college. Man, I saw so much debt at the bank that
thank you, Whoopster.
It was an eye opener for me. And just watching how the bank would screw people and harder and harder and harder, it was crazy.
Oh yes.
It was realizing that you're not a customer, you're the product.
That's it.
It was such an eye opener for me.
That you deposit your money and we loan it to this other person and make 10%.
Yeah, I do debt on my house and debt on my car. That's it. I ain't doing any other debt.
Right. Especially if you don't have to.
I'm lucky that I only have debt on my home. Well, and a lift van. We're still paying on a lift van. But
thank you so much for joining that.
The credit card game, though, it's insane.
Thank you, Scott.
They hit you with a fee and then charge you interest on top of the fee. And it's it's crazy, man.
It is. It's hey, here's the charge. Oh, and by the way, here's the fee for the charge of the fee of the charge.
Yeah, and since we had to add so many fees, we're going to actually have to charge you extra.
We're going to charge you a fee for adding fees.
It's raw. I've seen so many people get beat down by it. But if you
bankers are like, I'm going to be a politician when I grow up.
You'll love him.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, I'm a pastor, so I do word study.
So what do you guys talk about?
I tell them, because everybody wants to get political for some reason. When they find out I'm a pastor, they want to go political. And man, I was like, I don't like politics. Poly is many, and ticks is blood-sucking leeches, and I think that's what they all are. Every one of them. Many blood-sucking leeches. So.
And it is.
DJI
Thank you,
FPV
at
Tiny
Scott
Whoops.
Davis.
No, it's more like HDzero FPV TinyWhoop. Yeah.
Have you seen the
Okay.
ITZY 1.6
Welcome.
inch props?
Corey and Zero.
This is
Good evening,
making
all.
killer footage with naked 03 cameras. That's
The
My
that's
home
ITZY.
loan is a veteran loan, but since I carried the soon-to-be ex and her family under my credit and they all got cars and such, I had to have the soon-to-be ex on the loan. We bout to divorce. How I keep the home?
I'm thankful for your service, Ava.
Ooh, yes. Yeah.
God bless you, brother.
I'm a
Yeah.
veteran too.
God bless
Sorry to
you,
hear
brother.
about the
Thank you.
the divorce.
Yes.
Be praying for you, brother.
Yes.
That's never easy. Never easy. And, so, yeah.
Thanks, man.
Remember,
Well,
if you need anyone to
if
talk
you-
to, we're all here.
I
Yeah.
ain't sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. If
I'm
you
glad
lose the home, come closer this way.
Long time being needed.
Long time being-
Yeah.
PhatPastor likes the whoops.
One of those
all
I
poisonous-
do like the whoops.
I want to keep my home.
I won a
Okay.
Pavo Pico frame at Castle Crash, and I can't find it. It's somewhere in
Really?
the mess. I was really stoked too because I've been wanting to build a DJI whoop, right? Because they're kind of a rare breed.
Yeah.
But I was really looking forward to putting that thing together, and I just can't find the thing anywhere. I should just buy one. They're like $30, but I'm so cheap.
Why? Why when you've got one in a pile somewhere?
Yeah, it's somewhere in this insanity.
Right.
It might still be downstairs. I don't know.
Yeah. I like the. Now I fly 3-inch
like whoops.
around
Do
in
I
the
make
yard and
videos on
85
TinyWhoops, the
75
Hobby
millimeter. But-
It's hard to get better flying than Mob 6 for a
Yeah.
tiny whoop.
Yeah.
So light.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you really want to optimize your Mob 6, check
He
out
has guest on Like Dave and streams on
check
Thursday.
out Ciotti. He takes that thing to the max. It's not for everyone, but if you really want to take it to the extreme, he'll show you how to take that Mob 6 to the next level. It's the way he builds them, they're like little rocket ships. Not easy to control though. Not a place to start.
No. But you cannot fly 75 millimeter in the house.
You can't?
No.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, of course.
I got an
That's a
85
joke.
millimeter.
That's actually what I started
Yeah.
out on, was a 75 in the
He-
house.
do freestyle
Heads is probably
videos.
sending me a message now.
What are you
Yes, I
talking
can.
about? Watch this.
Dude,
I
I
actually
love
didn't do-
freestyle, but I took the freestyle and the motion that I was building and the skill set that I was going and started applying that more and more to cinematic. And that's where people are paying money
I
for
flew
it.
3 inches.
Nobody
eagle
pays
roll.
me to do flippy floppies.
You know, I've never
Open to
shared this
pillars.
on a stream, but I'm going to share it with you, Dave. One of the reasons why I just don't care too much for freestyle is when I got started with airplanes and then went to long range crossfire right off the bat, and with FPV went straight to long range or mid range, not no longer than 2 miles. And but I was at a park flying with a guy, and we were trying to set up for a race.
Once
And
I
he was
flew my
like,
5-inch in the
he was like,
basement wall.
he said freestyle is like dancing. He said, do you like to dance with your wife? And I was like,
Mine were closed lol. Last year I helped the
and
15-year-old
that's part of the reason I view it as, when you got to do the Rubik's Cube into the Matty Flop and the Herky Cube or whatever. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do the curly shuffle. But I do like Matty Flips. I think that's fun. And the Vanny rolls, I think that looks neat. But most of the, when I first got started into FPV, I was recovering from a head injury. People's like, man, you got to watch Mr. Steel. I still can't watch Mr. Steel. Yeah, this March I'll be 50 years. I can't watch Mr. It makes me sick. I'm like,
for me is the
stop.
I'm not huge on flippy floppies. I'm a proximity guy. I want to fly close and fast. The closer and lower I get to the things, the better it feels. Whoopster, if you want to improve your trippy spins, I did a tutorial on trippy spins about 2-3 weeks ago. It's a short on my YouTube and on my Instagram, but it's hashtag Thursday Throwdown. Wallbanger does a weekly challenge every Thursday. He has a new trick that he challenges people to do, and when he challenged me to do the trippy spin, I was like, yeah, I got the sim right here. Let's just do a quick tutorial. But quick and dirty,
Okay.
sticks go in opposite directions.
Oh, yay, throwdown.
Push the sticks in opposite directions, and you'll go one way, and push them in the other direction, and you'll go the other way. And then the real trick is managing how much throttle you need to get so where you climb. You want to like either climb or stay level. The thing that normally happens when you start a trippy spin is you start declining. And you get close to the ground until you crash backwards at a high rate of speed.
I think for me, learning tripping spins, the name is suited for it. I think because it is trippy. Because if you're used to flying, it goes against everything. At least it did for me. It went against everything that I'd learned. You don't flip your quad up on its top and start spinning it around backwards. It shouldn't be able to fly that way.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah, that's exactly how you do it.
Yes.
And that's why it's called trippy. Because for me, I was like, no, it's like flying 3D. It don't make sense in my head. Watching Zoe when she would flip over and
dude, she's gotten so good at. Have you seen her this year? Oh,
I haven't seen anything.
She's got a resurgence that's going on right now. She just like got the fever again and is like, oh, I gotta have more FPV. And she's flying packs every day again. And
Good, I like
her
to hear
freestyle this year is incredible. It's so smooth and natural, like upside down action. Absolutely love it. My other favorite 3D pilot right now is Flexo 3D. He's really good too. And he's only been at it for a few months, but he is just constantly getting better.
Really? And what did you say the name of that hashtag was again? I'm going to throw it in the chat.
Thursday Throwdown.
Okay, Thursday Throwdown. Cool.
There's a new one out today. He does it early on Thursdays too, so you got plenty of time to enter if you want. And all you have to do to get involved is like tag him and Thursday Throwdown. Yeah, it's Wallbanger, but he spells it weird with like Elite Speak or whatever. You can just type Wallbanger in there and it'll find him. Dude, watching Mr. Steele fly line of sight. I haven't seen him fly line of sight, but I watched him third person while he flew FPV, and it was incredible.
Probably
he came out to Caraway
right now is the power loop or the matter flip.
Was like he was
3R.
doing this power loop up through a skylight and then back down into the atrium and then drops 3 stories into the building through the hallway and then back up through the skylight again. And he was like, has anybody ever done it? And we were like, well, there's like 3 people that have done it the other direction. And he's like, well, I can do it backwards. So he was like, I'm going to do this backwards. And we're like, nobody's ever done it before. You'll be the first. Let's see it. And so he starts trying. And he was just so incredibly persistent and dedicated. Like, he knew that was what he was going to do. And he knew he was going to do it because nobody else had done it. And he'd been challenged. He was like, this is it. We're going to do this no matter what. And he would pop up and out and try to make the gap, and he'd be too high, and he'd roll out and recover. And it was like, he never crashed though. He would get so close to crashing, and he would like hit the brakes and stop the thing like right before. It was like the reflexes were so quick that every time he was about to crash, he would just like tap, just barely tap. And he'd disarm and he'd be like, I ruined that. It was so bad. It was like, you just tried something that was nearly impossible to all of us. And when you crashed, you like barely tapped the quad on the ground and kept flying.
When do you stream like?
I don't know. I'd be pretty happy when I crash. If I can fly away, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. I'm like Wooster.
15 times before he nailed it.
Power loops, Matty flips, few Vanny rolls, and I'm good.
Whoopster has a time and date question.
When's your stream? It's Thursdays, isn't it?
Yep.
Thursday at 7? 7 Central.
Yes. Thursday, 7 Central. Though I may be trying to... got some people wanting me to do some daytime streaming for the European. I had
to turtle mode.
Lee from Painless 360 on. It was a pretty good response from that. And it was a daytime stream, I think, on Tuesday. I think
you know what What else might help? If you move to a different time slot, because you're right on top of Ken Heron right now. I bet he's pulling a lot of your audience.
Yep. Yeah. See, when
he's FPV now, bro.
Oh yeah. When we were at Minefield, he was like, "Hey, Pastor," you know, he's like, "When's your live stream?" And I was like, "Directly under yours." And he's like, "Well, why?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, you got to pick some time.
It's a good time for me.
Wednesday. Can't be Wednesday. Can't be Sunday. You know, Sunday doesn't work for me. Wednesday doesn't work for me. So there's, you know, there's it doesn't leave a whole lot of other time there. So we've talked about it here, and I've even done a poll here about switching time and all of that. Yeah. So I don't know.
Your AI voice drowns out some of your conversation on my end.
Yeah, sorry about that, Scott.
Am I still too loud? Let me bring it down more.
Yeah,
bring him down more.
It must
bring him down more
on the YouTube side a little.
All right, let's see how that sounds. Type something, and I'll talk over it. So, yeah, I've got a volume here, but I can bring it down. So,
type something.
Well, you got to type something longer than that, then I can hear it going.
something. Everybody said something.
I like to use Premiere for editing.
The testing 1, 2, fly high, la 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 la.
Follow you to any time frame, Marty.
Right.
For editing, I like Premiere, but if you're just using like a cell phone on Android, there's TinyMaster is pretty good and free. Also on Windows, the free one that's so good is man, I'm having a brain fart.
If you're on Mac or iPhone, LumaFusion.
LumaFusion is easy. It's great for phones and tablets.
It's even good on a Mac Mini.
And Windows actually has Microsoft Clipchamp. Clipchamp is amazing.
DaVinci Resolve is the one that I was trying to come up with.
Yes.
On Windows, the two best editors for video is DaVinci Resolve and Premiere Pro. They're like full multi-track editors. They're super detailed and have all kinds of features. There's a lot of simpler, faster, easier to use ones out there.
Yeah, like there is one that's included with Windows. It's called Microsoft Clipchamp, and it's good. You can do all sorts of stuff with it too, and it's just simpler to use.
Simple and fast.
I like Clipchamp too.
I would prefer to use DaVinci Resolve though, and that's actually I'm trying to learn. I'm learning. And I've also got Adobe on there too, but I haven't messed with it much yet.
Cross-eyed grinning face
when I was a youth pastor 116 years ago, we were videoing all of our stuff, and we made the switch to Mac. And to me, it's just if you're making video, it's just so much easier. But there's a lot of things that Mac ain't going to let you do that Windows will. So. iMovie was free, and it was better than Adobe Premiere back in the day. Of course, I'm talking 15 years ago.
Surprised face with open mouth.
Final Cut is another really good one on Mac.
Oh, yes. I've heard of that one, too. 8-bit, you're right about that, but you can use Handbrake and just turn it to 4K or 8K or 12K, whatever you want it to be. So,
you can lose a lot of quality doing that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Every time you do a format shift with Handbrake, even if you go 1080 to 1080, you're going to lose quality. But if you go 1080 to 4K, it's still 1080. It's just stretched, and now the file takes 4 times as much space. So I don't actually recommend that at all. I would stick it. Yeah. The best thing to do is stick to your native resolution when you're editing. So set your camera to the frame rate that you want, and then set your framing up for your video editor to be that same frame that matches what the original source is. Yes. And then when you go to export, exporting is the hardest part of video editing, in my opinion, because people don't know what it means and how it all lines up. But you want to do is basically match the source as close as possible. So if you're shooting 4K and it's 59.999 is your frame rate, then you want to make sure that when you export, it's still 59.999 and not 60.
Really?
If you do that edit and you change it, you're changing the formatting of every single frame. It's trying to like they're all squished frames now.
Mushroom. Yep, it's
480
mushroom.
here.
Oh,
Yeah.
And so you want to just lock it at the same as it is. That'll get you the best
Awesome.
image. And then when you export to upload to YouTube or whatever, it's already at that full resolution.
already.
And it's at 4K or whatever. Now the downside is if you're editing 4K 60 or 120 frame per second video, man, it's a beast on your computer just trying to deal with that. But then you can do things like proxy editing. Proxy editing, you have your crazy high res footage, and when you import it into Premiere or DaVinci or whatever, it'll actually take your footage and downscale it and make a low quality, quick and lightweight version of the video, so that when you're doing playback in your editor, you've got low res, easy to playback video. It doesn't take all your CPU up. So you can do editing on like a low res, and then when you go to export, it actually takes the full res video to do your export, so you get that full quality without choking your machine out.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. And actually, on really, I only export out at 720p because HDzero is 720p out of my VRX. So
yeah, match that native resolution.
Yeah,
Best thing is
so that's normally
take your
what I
source
do.
video and hit properties on your source video and look at that details, and it'll tell you the exact resolution,
It's like getting better blasters each bump.
and that way you can match
I got
exactly with
1%
what that file
CPU
is.
used on 4K long.
Exactly. That's great. See, that's really good, and that's gonna help. What does he say? Oh, I got 1% CPU used on 4K. You must got a good computer.
You got to export like 1440p if you want
Bet
to
you got a,
in any respect.
bet you got a Mac.
What should I
something.
export
Welcome,
my
Brandon.
video for a modular 6?
Those
Upscale
GoPro
for
footages
YouTube to
just
4K.
choke
I hate the
computers.
compression it uses.
Yes. Actually, the run count ain't too bad, but
So what Corey's talking about is upscaling to 4K, and that's not a bad idea just for YouTube.
yeah.
But the reason you do that is because if you export at 1080, say your source is 1080 and you export at 1080, then it's only going to be 1080 on YouTube, and the compression gets compressed harder on 1080 than it does on 4K. So if you upscale that same video to 4K, even though it's only a 1080 stretched, it'll get less compressed when you play it back at 4K than when you play it back at 1080.
That's right. That's why the early HDzero looked so much like crap with everybody. I was taking and upscaling mine to at least 1440.
Yeah.
And
Brandon Beans
then,
in the chat. Welcome, bro.
Yeah.
yes,
Welcome.
yeah. And even that to me doesn't represent what I see in the goggles as good, but it's closer. It's closer.
Yeah, it's hard to match up what we seeing in the goggles because it's a good picture. It's definitely getting better and better.
Dude, if you want it to match up, get you an 03.
Oh, it's so tempting sometimes. I'm telling you.
Just saying, you can have that image that you see in the goggles as your DVR. It's so nice. You can even stop carrying a GoPro and save all that weight.
Oh, I know it. Well, actually, I don't own a GoPro. I only have a run cam that I'm blessed to have. So
you can save that run cam weight too.
Yeah, exactly. And the worry of breaking it. The worry of breaking it.
I just
the
came
weight.
from Infinity Loops.
The sadness of the run cam
I thought
popping.
I should check it out.
I've seen so many of them, just like the orange ones. They just crush. They don't take a concrete wall very well. Not like a session. And when you look, you look at the session, what it's actually made out of.
Thank you.
It looks like it's like plastic or rubber grip or whatever. But when you pull that grip off underneath, it's actually clear resin that makes like a cup. The camera is like in a cup, and the lens is on the front. And the whole thing is like 4 mil thick, solid plastic all the way around the outside of it. Is solid. And then they put that metal on the back to like make it feel nice and premium. But the metal is just like a cap that goes on top of it. It doesn't really add any protection at all. It's all about that plastic cage that's wrapped around it. It's just super thick and strong. But the run cam orange, when it gets hit, it just pops. The corners go in and it pops. Now you can still fly it and still record with it a lot of times after the cage shatters. I had one buddy who filled it with silicone. My buddy Kong FPV. He had blown it out.
My sessions are all super dented in the back from battery impacts.
Exactly, Droney Baloney. He took it, put it in one of my 3D printed cases, and then filled the entire thing with silicone. Just filled it with silicone, and then he called it the rub cam because it was like rubber.
The rope cam.
Did it? But did it?
Yeah.
Was it?
It lasted like 3 more weekends like that. It was enough to keep it going, man. Now, 3 weekends on Kong Squad is a lot of damage. He's an ape.
That is great.
I've flown HDzero since it come out of Shark Bite and all that, and never broke a camera until this summer. I was actually flying with Casey and hit one of those awning tent things, just right on it. Brought it home, replaced the lens, put a new lens on it.
You all recommend for
It was let Casey fly it, and he hits a chain on a swing, on a playground swing, right exactly on the lens. It's like what, 2 weeks after I fixed it. So.
Yeah, at least, and the exact same quad, exact same camera, and pretty much in the exact same spot on the lens. Crazy. Crazy. Never have done it before either. I don't think either one of us have. And we both did it to the exact same quads. Wild.
31 millimeters, 3 blades.
Yeah. Tri-blade, yeah.
Or 4.
Yeah, you got to be careful going up to a 4-blade, though. It'll pull a lot more juice, and some batteries can't handle it.
Right.
You get less battery, you get less flight time.
I am not up to date on
and
40 millimeters.
Shorter runs, but also like you'll cook batteries and
definitely hotter. Well, here's one thing. This is awkward. So on my Moon Goat, I'm not gonna talk much about it, but on my Moon Goat, on any blades other than these, I get shorter flight times. They're 4-bladed blades. They are the HQ prop. They're really, really not durable at all, but they're really, really light, and they're gray, and they're the HQ quad blades, and I get 2 to 3 more minutes than I do on any other tri-blade, bi-blade so far, and they're the JB2208 1950 kV motors. So I don't know what's up with that. Why? Is it because the prop weighs so much less?
It's because you're over-motored. Your motor is bigger than you need for a 5-inch. It's like a 6-inch motor. And so it's got no problem swinging that extra weight.
Oh, but is that why I'm losing flight time on a lesser prop?
I'm thinking that it's related to the oversized motors. Just guessing though.
Yeah, that's so hard. That is so weird of a thing because you'll hear the opposite happen.
I
but
usually fly B blades F75 and SHRCH. Tri-blade on F65.
A lot of my my drift buddies are flying those 4 plays.
Yes.
Or is that the Gem Fan version? Let's see. I can't remember. I think he flies the Gem Fan version of the 4
Lumineer
plays or something.
These are the Lumineer 5x3 by 7x4 props. The smoke ones. Yeah,
for me, it was a durability problem.
They are very not durable. Which I haven't broke the set yet, but they don't.
Fragile. That's
easy.
Italian, right?
Yes, they will break easy.
I'm just a known quad abuser. I break stuff up all the time. I go through like 3 or 4 GoPros a year. I don't know. I just break a lot of stuff.
Now this, yes. Now see, I have yet to break an arm or anything like that yet, but I know it's coming. But see, now this prop, I will lose flight time on. And it's heavy. And it's a durable quad blade.
Text you tomorrow for the church's address. Yeah. Maybe I can make it happen.
Yeah, Scott. Appreciate it, buddy. Really enjoyed it. Awesome. Thank you, brother. Yeah, just text me, let me know, and we'll be there most of the day tomorrow, getting set up and all of that. I'll show you real quick my my racer that I'm planning on being my primary racer now for TinyWhoop races. This has got the Moon Travelers 32,000 kV 702s on bi-blades. This thing is a little beast, man.
32,000?
Yes.
32,000 kV.
I didn't know they went that high.
Yes, I mean this thing is crazy.
motors, and I love
you You know what? It flies just like a 5-inch.
I noticed zero difference in
Joking, but everybody says. Everybody says their whoop. My whoop does not fly like a 5-inch.
2000 is wild.
Yeah, Droney Baloney says he doesn't notice the difference. 4 blades suck up the batteries quicker. The thing that's going to give you
my
longer
experience
flight
with
time,
these.
if you want longer flight time, you want lower pitch and lighter weight propellers.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's what I experienced with those smoky ones. They're very light, not durable, but they're very light. Whereas these are very heavy and durable, but I get less flight time on these.
Also, keep in mind that a lot of props manufacturers are mislabeling their propellers. They're not actually the pitches. Like GemFan, I love them, but for years their Hurricane series are all mislabeled. The 51433 is not a 4.3 pitch. It's not a 4.4 pitch. It is a 3.2 pitch.
Yes.
All that series, they're all like sound like they're more aggressive than they really are. The 51466 is a 3.6. The 51477 is a 3.8. It's like somebody in the marketing department was like, "We're gonna make these sound so aggressive."
It's like,
crazy. Whoopster. I am a pastor, and I'm actually setting up a whoop race in the church tomorrow for the weekend. Well,
Please
for
come.
Saturday, we got to tear down for before Sunday morning. So, but yep, we.
My religion is FPV.
It's about the relationship, brother.
Yeah, Christian.
Not the religion.
I'm a Christian pastor. Yeah, I'm a Christian pastor. Yep.
Oh, I'm getting the warning beep in my ear.
No, I don't mind.
Oh no, not you.
My battery is apparently not charging off of this.
Okay. In the Christian too.
Yeah, I ran into that issue last stream.
You find a different battery.
Good. Nice. Yeah, we I actually do FPV as a ministry. Reach out to
what's the church
at-reach youth and or at-risk youth and 30-year-olds and all of that, and just all about community. And so yeah, we open the church up for people. We also do the pocket Pro-Am races with the little cars. Have you ever seen any of that, Dave? The pocket Pro-Am stuff that I do?
I have not, but I've been really interested in that stuff. I'd like to get one for my daughter.
Oh, and Whoopster wants to know the name of the church and where, if he wants to see if he can come. Yeah.
Okay.
Not long enough.
Yeah, it's New Community Fellowship Church in Adolphus, Kentucky. It should be tonight. I should have a multi-GP race set up for. This is the chapter, Soky, S-O-K-Y, Southern. The church is actually in Southern Kentucky, though I live in just north of Nashville, Tennessee. So, yeah, love to have you if you're anywhere in the area. I'd love to have you.
New Community
yes,
Fellowship
there you go.
Church
Casey,
in
got
Adolphus, Kentucky. Okay, in Texas, so I can't come log.
yeah, that's a little long drive.
Yeah, you have the TE right.
if we have enough pilots there Saturday, I will try to stream it.
It's looking promising. I'm hoping.
So I will try to stream it if we get enough pilots that I can actually sit out. I don't mind sitting out and just calling the race and stuff like that. So
yes,
let me see if I can.
You know that ain't gonna happen.
16 hours drive log. No, I'm not going make log.
Dude, you should totally drive 16 hours for a whoop race.
So sure. It would so be worth it.
Yep. Hey, I'm down for it.
I am too.
We'd even put you up for the night if you drove 16 hours. So,
oh yeah, of course. We're not gonna be like, all right, you're done racing, go home. Like, please stay for one more day.
But no passport yet.
We'll fly again tomorrow.
You in Canada, Corey?
Wow.
I guess so. I can't get there from Mexico in 15 hours, I don't think.
From Mexico? No, probably not.
He says, yeah, no passport. Yeah, Canada. I love all my Canadian buddies, man. We've got so
Yeah,
many good
Canada.
members of the community up there.
Instead of
awesome.
Quarryman, Quarryman, it should be
Canadian.
Quarryman A.
All of my Canadians.
Love it.
Let me share my
love
screen and show you this, Dave, before we get too which we already are long in the tooth, so it doesn't matter. I don't care.
Good peeps. Good peeps.
Let me see. This is I need to do a new video because this is so old. This was the very first time that I did it.
I'm trying to get my pilot's license,
And
I can
just,
go anywhere low.
you know, I need an editor.
That's
You
awesome.
know, I need to have enough money to hire an editor.
Right.
Amen.
What you're seeing here, I'll zoom in on it here so you guys can get a look at it. And if you guys are regulars on the channel, forgive me. What this is 3 fold-out Walmart tables, and
awesome.
And that's just black construction paper down there on it. And you know the bowling pins and stuff is something I stole out of children's church, so it gives you some perspective. Of course, that's me down there, and here that's the Hawkeye 4 Eyes right there, which I use the HDzero event VRX for the main races. But I can't zoom in, and it won't play the video as I'm zoomed in. So watch that area right there, and
you don't need your license or pilot license or nothing to
No.
fly in the building.
Nope, you don't have to have AMA or anything to fly inside. If you're flying anything above 1S, outside, we would like for you to have it.
No, they're talking about getting their pilot's license so they can fly to you instead of a 15-hour drive.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Well, that's actually how it looks. If you look closely, you can see how slow the cars seem to be moving on the track. But when you're going with a 8.5 by 11, that's just flat construction paper taped down and red paint pen or yellow paint pen. I mean, it scales down just like a TinyWhoop. It's like you're driving 100-something miles an hour on that course.
Joni Maloney's got a good question. He wants to know if you're going to bring this setup to Castle Crash next year.
I would love to.
It's August 30th through September 2nd. It's 4 days, and it's only $50.
I would love to.
Non-profit.
I would tell you guys like
they are fun. I got one of them passed.
Do it.
Like it was with IO. I had booked a room and everything. I planned. I said at the first of the year I wanted to go to IO and I wanted to go to Minefield. Next year I want to go to Castle Crash. I want to go to IO and I want to go to Minefield.
I did all
right
three
before.
This year. It was fantastic.
Right before IO, I had a family emergency and I had to cancel all of my plans. And that's one of the things. I have a handicapped daughter here in my home, and as I'm a full-time pastor, I'm on call 24/7 all of the time, and had to come home before from vacation and things like that. And that's just part of it. And like when we're doing a race at the church, if something happens and I've got to run to the hospital or something like that for somebody, I can leave it all set up. But if I'm in Muncie, Indiana, and there's an emergency, I can't. So I do want to go to Castle Crash. And actually, I don't know if it was before the stream, Dave, that we were talking about me possibly bringing, I think it was, wasn't it? Wasn't it before the stream that we were talking about me bringing down a trailer full of Whoop stuff and just setting it up inside the mead hall? Is that what you called it?
That's right.
At Castle Crash. Yeah. So, I'm not against that. I would love to do it. I would love to do it. And so if the support's there and I'm able to go, I'll put it on my calendar and I'll try to make it happen.
We're a community-driven event. I'm not like the king of Castle Crash or anything like that. I'm just one of the directors that helps move it in the right direction. I'm in charge of the marketing and the sponsorships. But the team is basically just always looking for people that are willing to come and help out and do things. because it's all
He has
volunteer
lots of
run.
people to care for, but I hope
So
Marty gets
we
out
were
and
trying to
about.
get Jesse Perkins to
willing.
come out last year, and he's got a new kid and super busy and was in the middle of another
God,
event.
yes.
So it didn't happen, but we would love to have more help on the TinyWhoop
Mm.
side of things, because
Yeah.
that's where I'm lacking, and I'm really good at 5-inch stuff, but I just don't have all of it. Now I do have tons of
Yes.
gates. I've got We Bleed FPV gave me 40 of their pop out gates, so we put those up all over the place. I got LEDs, but I need somebody to figure it out. Somebody help push it along. We got like 5 or 6 dudes that were really into the whoop stuff that were kind of driving it and pushing it forward, but we just need somebody to get up there and show us the way.
I have the time, but not the coin.
Yes.
I could do it if I can make it there. There's
Yeah.
6 FPV cars with their radios in this case. So I mean, I can do a pocket pro-am race, and all you got to have is goggles. And what's cool about it is you're trying to crash your buddies out.
Yes.
You're trying to get behind them and pit them like the cops do and spin them out so that
Nice.
first person to it's not, you don't have to time it. It's first person to, you set your amount of laps according to the skill level of the racers. First person to get 5 laps, 7 laps, or 10 laps is the winner.
Yes.
And it's actually cool, and it's a good way. You're talking about getting one for your daughter. It is a good way, Dave, to get young people into FPV.
Oh, yes.
We had a young man there at the last race that was autistic, and he was there with his father, and he was able to make a lap on that course, which was not the course you saw there. It was a little more complicated than that course.
Mhm.
But just his finishing a lap on the race course was, for him, it was like he won. It was like he won the whole thing. So,
Which is amazing.
It's a good way to get
Forum
people
Zero
involved.
smiling face with sunglasses. It does look really cool.
Yep. Any way you can empower people to do more, man.
That's what it's
Yes.
about.
So which
Yes.
cars are you racing?
I am racing the SNT. I got one of them from TinyWhoop because they only have one color. I got one of them from Pyro Drone, and the rest of them I got from Amazon.
What's it called? It's SNT.
It's the SNT. There's a link in the description
Oh,
for
you're
the
gonna make it
cars
easy for me.
and the guardrails.
Mhm.
So, yeah, you can get them. You can get them with the goggles. They come with
They
the
got-
goggles and everything. But
And they got brake lights, headlights, blinkers, and you can change all the LEDs to any color you want, or make it change colors. It is
Well,
crazy. It's got
not
blinkers.
any color, but it has about 6 colors. The downside to them that I run into is the VTXs on them, and if anybody knows Diatone, somebody call them up and say, "What are you doing?" They are altering the little all-in-one FPV cameras to make them only 4-channel.
Yes.
Oh,
Even-
that's some FCC garbage is what
And you
that
can
sounds
straight
like.
up, and there's straight up the LEDs for all the bands are there, and the LEDs for all the channels are there, but it skips it.
But no,
It, like,
but no
jumps.
race band.
It
No
stays
race
only
bands.
on it.
So
No.
so what I did
It's
is,
stupid. I don't
because
understand.
you couldn't race 4 cars at the same time. So I'm gonna,
It's
this
just
might come up
way-
in front of my camera, guys. So just,
So it's what, $136? You get a box, goggles, a controller, and a car.
Mhm.
What about
Mhm.
just a car?
You can get just the car and
Well,
the controller.
Yeah, I got
the
Diatone
car and the
RC
Oh, I-
controller. And what I
got
did,
controllers.
It only has a few
what,
channels.
what
Yeah,
I
you get
did
the car and the
Maybe there's a way
was,
to unlock them.
I bought
No, there's
little
not.
FPV. Let me turn my bench cam back on. I bought the little 48 channel. So it has race band on it, and
I have all in
it's
one
got a
camera
wire
and I've got
inside
8
of it,
bands and
and
8 channels
now
to control.
I have all of the colors for them. That well, I can show you. Well,
You can literally, this right here just shows that you could take one of these all-in-ones and stick it on anything that you want and FPV it.
Oh yeah.
And
Literally.
and somebody
Amazing.
asked me about the name FPV Pocket Pro-Am. If you see any of the FPV Pocket Pro-Am stickers, Pro-Am was an old Nintendo 8-bit game called RC Pro-Am. Some people remember it. I have these stickers made up. It don't have my name on it anywhere. If you guys want to take this in your community and start doing it, do it. Don't think that I'm going to sit here and think that you're stealing from me or anything. No, just take it, do it, have fun. This is the only one that's the camera I'm sorry. This is the camera that comes on it. This is the only one out of all of them that I left on A band. And it's magnetized. It just pops off. But yeah, these little things will ride a wheelie. But yeah, I've got green.
They got different
green
speed settings.
Purple.
Yes, do it.
What
I
kind
still
of
play
control
RC
link do they
Pro-Am.
use?
Blue.
Is it Spectrum
They come
or
with
something?
them. They come with their own little radios.
Yeah, but I got all-in-one radios and stuff. I'm sure I could jump on that. You know what?
Yeah,
it is?
I don't. I haven't looked that up because, the car's like
That would be good
$50,
to find out.
and the car with the controllers like $60.
Yeah, but that means I got to use a $10 controller.
But it's actually
It's really
fully
good.
proportional though.
Yeah.
You know how on like a cheap RC car that you turn
got
the
speed
wheels a little
settings.
bit
Yeah.
and the wheels go up. No,
What
these
radio
don't, man.
No, it's fully proportional
they're-
and it's got speed settings and sensitivity settings
Yeah,
on the
okay.
transmitter. And it's got like
Alright,
little
I got to
LED
go to bed. Good night,
button
being glad
and
I
a
found this
VTX
channel,
switch,
being glad
all
I
that
could
on the
support
little
this channel.
transmitter.
This is a very cool channel. Good night.
It's actually
Night,
pretty
Good night. Good night, Whoopster.
good night, brother. Yeah.
Hey,
Thanks
here-
for joining
Joining.
us.
And
Yes.
ask if you need help, bro. Reach out. I'm full service. Always answer questions. Always support. Always happy to help. Reach me on Instagram if you need FlyHigh FPV.
That's right.
Yeah, and thank you for joining and becoming a part
Latest
of the.
night.
I'm going to try to spin this. I don't know if you guys can see that good enough or not, but see, it slowly turns the.
Oh yeah, I saw at what that's what
So
impressed
awesome.
me about them was that they actually had decent control. I
Oh,
bought
it's
quite a
got-
few
they're
cheap
fun.
RC cars for my
It's
kid,
just-
and they're like 3 positions of turning, and it's like
Yeah.
so
Not
hard to
these.
steer.
When you hit the brakes,
These are great.
You
And they
turn?
got brakes. And they have brakes.
You
It's
turn?
awesome.
But
you
I
turn,
probably
it's
get
got
it.
blinkers.
I probably get it with their control just so I have something cheap I can hand the
Latest.
kiddo.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you can always figure out the protocol or something on it.
And
I
it
mean, I'm
vibrates. It's got
Ooh.
a little, yeah, it vibrates. I figured that it might sell then.
Okay.
Yeah, when
What
it
we
goes
gonna do
dead,
with you?
when it
I
goes
think
dead,
my daughter's
it
a little
vibrates.
young for that.
Oh,
That's
nice
terrible.
one, Dave.
That's great.
Nice comeback.
That's great. I'm
Nice
sweating.
one.
I'm sweating
Nice
now.
one.
I am
And
sweating.
I've got white
My palms
and
got
blue.
sweaty.
So I've got red, white, blue, green, yellow, and purple.
That's great.
There they all are.
It does vibrate when it gets dead, gets low on the battery and stuff. Though it's pretty
Here's-
cool. Let you know.
There's the purple.
Shoot, my headphones are letting me know they're about to die.
Oh gosh, are they still going off on you?
They are. I got them plugged in and they ain't doing it.
No, mine do the same thing.
Well, it might be something telling you it's time to get off here because Pastor will keep you on forever.
Oh, that's cool.
Demonetized now. LOL. That's what Koyman said.
I gotta make a bunch of LED kits tonight. And I gotta clean a bunch of prints tonight. But
Yeah, I need to set up the race through Soki tonight so that people can know where it's at. So
there's a
but
bunch
I
of
don't-
different body styles, John. I saw like a minibus and little
Only
race
one
cars.
inside.
Yes. There's so
Yep.
many different ones.
there
There's
is.
a link in the description. It says SNT.
And there's actually the guardrails in there. And it is an affiliate link to Amazon, but
Yeah, support
but,
the
you know,
channel, please.
support
Yes,
the channel.
please.
Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything. And if you got a big Amazon purchase, click that link first, please. Somebody bought something that was like $1,000 the other day and clicked my link first.
Nice.
Thank you, whoever you
Yes.
was. Thank you.
Yes.
So-
Blessing.
That is I will take it any day. Any day now. But yeah, they all have these nice little cases because they do have a worm drive. You don't want to push them around because it will mess them up, and you got to be careful with running them on the carpet. You get hair around the motors on it, and it ain't going to go anywhere.
Oh man, I got dogs and cats.
Ooh, that would be bad.
I don't think dog hair would be that bad. I'm talking more like little girl hair would probably be more. That would.
Well, she doesn't shed that much.
She does. She doesn't shed. Now see, I've got 2 daughters and my wife, so I've got a house full of hair, and I know how they can get wrapped up in a TinyWhoop motor.
10-scale touring car. That sounds awesome, John.
Yeah, it does.
I just converted my buddy's Traxxas. He's got like a big 1/8 scale Traxxas. It's like 3 feet long. We just converted it to Crossfire. He's got a HDzero2s that mounts on the hood. So he puts on goggles and flies with the Tango 2. Drives with the Tango 2 and 03 air unit. It's pretty slick.
Yeah, I seen a guy that did that and put he put like a Mavic gimbal, so that when it was hitting bumps, it would how if you've ever done that much, you get a lot of vibration.
Oh yeah.
But that was just like it was smooth. You could see it doing this a little bit, but it was. I mean, he was jumping stuff, and it was leveling back out.
It was like that. It was great. So great. I wish you could show that. I wish you could show the video.
I think he was a friend of Brandon Beans. I think Brandon Baked Beans come on and showed us that one night.
Yeah, because we were talking about head tracking and stuff.
Yeah.
Corey, TinyWhoop.com sells hair detangler to go with your TinyWhoop.
He does. He does, and a hair net. Yes. So. It's actually got like a picture of Stingy wearing his beard in a net. That was the only internet when I went to school, was the lunch lady's hair. Internet. So
that's great.
80 miles an hour of track. Well, guys, we have been 3 hours and 40 minutes. We're going to wrap this thing up tonight. I want to thank everybody for big thanks to Dave. For coming out, and go by a store and buy some stuff, guys. Congratulations to all the winners tonight, and big thank you to all the super chats and all of the new members to the channel and the new subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your support, and hey,
good time, y'all. Thanks.
Believe with me, and let's hope that I can make it to Castle Crash next year, and bring at least the back. I mean, I've got more gates than. I literally probably got 100.
A few things. Huh?
Probably 100 gates.
Yeah, bring it. I load a whole trailer up and just bring the entire trailer for me. I actually bought a trailer this year for Castle Crash because I was like, this ain't fitting in the truck.
Yeah, I might have to just rent one of the U-Haul trailers or something like that.
That's what I was
looking
at.
Down there.
It was like, it was going to cost me like $600 to rent the trailer for the week that I needed it. And I was like, man, I should just buy one. I can put shelves in it and make it for me, and done deal.
Yeah. And Marty, thank you for bringing Fly High on, as 8-Bit says.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. I had a blast. It's a lot of fun.
Yes, anytime, Dave. If you got anything going on, now that I'm on Instagram, I don't watch it that close, but you can send me one of them. I guess it's a messenger thing. If you need, if there's something going on, I'm serious. I'm going to try to get down there. I don't think it'll be this winter, but maybe next year, get down there to. I don't know. It might be good to go down in the winter down.
Dude, it's always Birmingham. Good to fly here. There's no winter. There is no winter. It's just, it just gets dark early. You get less sunlight.
Right.
I got night cams.
Right. Well, hey, I fly HDzero. It's great in low light.
Yes.
So, I mean,
especially the new cams.
Yeah. Harbor Freight has trailers. You can make one.
Yeah, I bought a used one from Georgia and just drove over and grabbed it. And then I built the whole thing out with shelves, and I can put all my stuff in there now. It's dope. And
Yeah.
I left enough room for a golf cart to fit in there. I haven't got a golf cart, but man, there were a lot of golf carts at I.O., and I feel like I need one.
You might need one before. Hey, it's a business expense, right?
Oh, dude, my business expenses are so high.
Does it rationalize having a business?
I mean, how many of these can I write off?
Right. Legitimately, as many as you need to, right? You're out. All right, Dave. I think he's gone. So, thank you, Dave. If you can hear us, thank you for coming out.
Oh,
I think we're going to let him go. And take care, Dave.
We lost you.
Yeah, I think we lost him.
He's typing.
We'll let him type.
Headphones are dead. He said headphones are dead.
Lol.
Yeah.
LOL. What a blessing. It's awesome.
I'm on type.
And anyone that isn't, please go subscribe to his channel. Definitely.
Waving at my monitor like you all can see me. Later, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still here. He's still here. His headphones are just dead.
Can talk through Jarvis. Thanks, buds.
Take care, brother.
https://flyhighfpv.com.
All right, we're gonna hide him from you. I'll still be able to hear him if he's on there. Keep an eye on him, Casey, and if he looks like he's going to log back on. Thank you, Casey, for coming out tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, keep an eye on him there and on it. And all right, man. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out and being a part of the stream tonight. And remember that wherever you're at, and hang on. Wherever you're at and whatever you are doing, keep flying and rise up and meet me in the air. Good night, guys. I don't know if y'all can still
I can hear you. He's back, I think.
Yeah, bud.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably got 30, 45 seconds of headphones.
Thank you, man, so much for coming out and joining us. I had a little hiccup in the connection there at the end myself. I think my headphones are starting to go dead too. Again, Dave, we are live. How? No, we're not. What?